Hey, what it do, y'all? What it do? We are back up in the spaceship. We back up in the spaceship, space station, however way you want to look at it, and just looking down upon the planet, looking down upon the black planet that we see. It's becoming more black, more void, more destroyed. Hence, the destruction of black love. Let me put out the link. This is more of a cookout, not a smoke session. So we're not here to roast. We're not here to bash. We're here to cook out of love. Cause ain't that what black folks supposed to be doing? Cooking out of love. Well, that's what we're gonna do here. Yeah, you already know, Logan. What's good? Hey W, good to see you. Hey Aquarius. All right. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat for anybody that wants to jump on, ladies and gentlemen. So you know, men and women both are allowed on the panel. Be respectful to each other. Like I said, this is a cookout, not a smokeout. This is not a smoke session. This is about love. We're going to talk about it. We're going to be about love. Let's see what Logan said. You said, I know this is off topic, but um, you said, okay. You said, I know this off topic, but a dope live stream would be the power of the melanin cosmic energy, and more the spiritual nature and properties of melanin. Just a suggestion. Oh, I appreciate that, Logan. And here's something for you to think about. Actually, what you mentioned, it ties in with the destruction of black love, and I'm gonna tell you how. Because in regards to the fusion of the yin and the yang, basically the fusion of the feminine and masculine, the strongest of that feminine and masculine fusion is the darkest melanin, the strongest. So why you think they've been folk out here have been suppressing the fusion of the darker melanated feminine and masculine, the most powerful fusion? It's like a nuclear bomb, weapon of mass destruction. Guess what? Black love is a weapon of mass destruction. So you have to destroy black love itself in order to prevent that from happening, because black love will end a lot of the things that are going on out here in this society. Actually, out of black love was the black renaissance, where you see a lot of our gifted artisans, if you will, and especially out from the East Coast, but it expanded to the West Coast too. And it became more diversified. You saw a lot of gifted and talented people. They were born out of wonderful so-called black families of love back in the day. See, in the future, I believe it's such. Okay? They say back in the day, it was about it takes a village to raise a child. How about in the future? What if I were to tell you that it's going to take a network to raise a child? And with that said, we got our first individual on the panel. And like I said, the link's in the chat for anybody that wants to jump on, be respectful, keep it PG, and we're going to flow with this, man. Yes, indeed. All right. Let me see. Let's add to the stream.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I am fine. Yeah. Good evening. And I just want to say it's been such a hectic week, and it's surprising that you put this title there. And I know you wanted to keep it like very like you wanted to keep it in a good tone. You don't want any chaos and all, and I very much respect that. So when you talk about the destruction of um, Black love, I think, at, at least from what has been going on from both sides of this fear, people, one side rather, we can guess who it is, are complaining about the lack of providers and protectors, causing the other side to um, be, I guess, I don't want to say belligerent, but it's causing them to be masculine. It's causing them to get out of the femininity. And I like when you mentioned the yin and the yang. Um, Unfortunately, the yin and the yang has been imbalanced because of a lot that has been going on. Now, it's not to say all, but unfortunately, the vast majority of certain groups aren't meeting the their end of the bargain. And have if we can uh I don't want to say enforce, that's not the word, but if we can encourage them to just step up to the plate, then we would be a healthier community. We would flourish. There would be no gender war. There would be no division. There wouldn't be anyone in this sphere just with all this bashing going on both ends. And I just think that the playing field will be leveled, but up to it's up to both sides for everything to flow as smoothly as it should.
Hmm. And keep this in mind, like everything you just said was wonderful and smooth, by the way. And
Hmm.
like I just put in the chat, by the way, I said, hey, open panel, come join the cookout. I put the link in there for the stream yard. Now, here's the thing. We're gonna treat this like we're at a cookout, that's how we would do it. We'd have this big old cookout, and you think that, okay, we're gonna make sure everybody gets something to eat. And I know you hear about normal cookouts, everybody be fighting over something not related to the cookout. But
Oh
it's
my
like
god.
that's what we're here for. So when you brought up like this, I know you weren't trying to say it, but there might be some validity for it in regards to what we will have to enforce. We're all here eating out of love. We're no fighting here. We're eating out of love. Everybody gonna have a plate. We all gonna enjoy ourselves.
That's the thing about it, and this is what bothers me so much. Now, I how can I say? I listen to a lot of the things that is going on in BWE. Not that I'm snitching or anything. I'm not putting any names out there. No. I respect all of what they accomplished, because here's the thing about BWE. BWE, at least to me, is comprised of femininity, um, interracial dating, um, what else? Black girl luxury, all those other things that is comprised of that. So it's not just one whole thing. Everybody is pretty much just giving the same message. and that is to make sure that us women, us Black women, are um, living our best self, living the highest, have our highest dreams. So that's what it's about: Black women empowerment. Now, we may not agree with certain things, but that shouldn't eradicate the message. That shouldn't take someone out of the group because of whatever that ideology is. And because of that one small thing that they disagree with, instead of, I don't want to say overlook it, but instead of intelligently um, speak about why they disagree with things, and try to like come to a resolve um, for like a strategy, instead of just, if they can't come together, fine, but instead of like, disagreeing, agreeing to disagree in a way that is healthy. No, some of us just have to go out there, call us all types of B words and H words and all this and that because of that one tiny small thing, one tiny small thing that may not really endanger us. So what happens there? We're labeled. We're we're labeled, we're either doxxed, or we're either this or we're either that and all. And I think we need to mature. I think we need to realize that there are other perspectives that we need to appreciate. I think that we have to accept all the differences, all types of ideologies, because some of my examples can be just a few examples, and there may be way more that I may not know of. However, if you're about the excellence of our group, show that you really embrace us, that you're actually for the purpose of that movement instead of the infighting. We have something for ourselves, and we can go to the moon. We can scale this thing to the universe if we wanted to. We can have our own magazine. We can have our own we can, oh God. But we're out here and we're just like, we're boxing it out like for and it's just now, you want us to be feminine. Now you're bringing much more masculinity into the femininity. So what people need to realize is this, and I study this, um whether you're a man or a woman, you have to have a healthy amount of femininity and masculinity. So that goes for both genders. But when you are not playing your
Oh,
position, yeah, I'm
guys don't
actually,
like to hear that
they
because,
don't.
yeah, because it brings up the inner feminine and the inner masculine. Basically, they want to do without the inner dots. I'm hearing a lot of guys speaking out about that. Keep going.
The thing is that each gender has to have that balance, just like we have a balance of the estrogen and the what is it called, the estrogen and the, oh my God, it's slipping me off. It's the
Testosterone.
testosterone. Thank you. Yeah, estrogen and testosterone. Testosterone is the same thing when it comes to masculinity and femininity. Now, the thing about with the femininity, let's go with the yin and the yang. Now, with the femininity, the woman practices the ability to nurture and to be caring and to just, all aspects of that divine femininity. So that is when the yin comes in along. Now, with the masculinity, that's when they practice um, being strong, and they protect, they provide, They have those traits. So that is the yang. When we don't balance that, when and that could and what can lead to all of this trauma can lead um genders to have this imbalance where they're practicing more of the opposite side. So females, right now, with what's going on and what have they have endured for decades or even centuries, um, with regards to not having a protector in a household, they have to step up to be that masculine. So then that's when the yang starts to come out. They have to that yang starts to overpower the yin.
Oh yeah. And unfortunately, at that point, right when you mention that, that's part of that unnatural balance that takes
Mm-hmm.
place in her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always said with her inner yang, her inner masculine, which is her animus, that has to be activated by the outer. Basically, her inner masculine must be activated by the outer masculine. But when she has to do that herself, there's going to be a lot of imbalance. But nevertheless, she found the way to turn that switch on within. And we're seeing how it's like a remote control car
Mm-hmm.
without the remote control. It's just going to go all over the place, right? And that's what we're seeing.
It's going all over the place because of the constant complaints of, as I mentioned, the lack of providers and what's going on within this sphere that is basically illustrating the toxic behavior that they have to endure every single day. No one's regulating it. No one cares. No one this, and it's causing us to react the way that we are reacting. And that's what people have to realize. And I'm not making this all gender based, but because I am a woman, I'm going to speak on their behalf. So every action causes a reaction. So men lead and we follow. But when we have no leaders, we have no providers, we have no
Mm-hmm.
protectors, then that's
See,
when we go all the way left. So expect a
oh
lot
yeah,
of the yang, expect a lot of testosterone that is scaling through the roof, and
oh yeah.
this whole trope of, oh, black women are very masculine. Well, why do you think so? Why do you think so? It's
See,
not because of choice. It's because of what's going on. Now
see,
in other communities, they have it easier for them. So I mean, with hypergamy, the women already have it set together. So the women in their community may be perceived as being kind and this and every because their their men have done the job. So we need a we just need more men in our community that can step up to the plate in order for black love to even exist.
oh yeah. And then we definitely gonna touch on hypergamy. I'm sort of an antagonist to it, but I'll tell you why. Maybe I
Hmm.
won't have to. But here's what I mean. And I'm gonna get to everybody's quotes. Uh, excuse me. I'm gonna get to everybody's comments in the chat because unlike other content creators, I check out every content. I mean, I check out every comment, every single one. I kid you not, every single one.
Hmm.
But here's the thing, okay? Uh, just to allude you to sort of what the hypergamy side is, and we'll probably address it or get back to it again. But here's the thing: like in other cultures, they just have it to where the women are comfortable, and so they're in that comfort, kind of like the little daughter or the big baby type, and she's used to that comfort. Like daddy took care of her, and so it's kind of like they're basically comfortable. Versus the hypergamous, usually I see that amongst gals that are outside of that culture that aspire to have those same things within their own culture. So
Hmm.
I've noticed that a lot. But then the other thing is Now we're at the cookout, and like I said, you bring in all this up. Great, we talking at the table and we chilling, right?
Mhm.
And good food, no bugs biting us.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the catch is, uh, so that remote control car that I told you about earlier, like you said, just all over the place, went far left. Or let's say it's even a car. Somehow, some random stranger lost control of their car. Now it's spinning in circles outside of our cookout.
Mhm.
The first thing you would think needs to happen is what? A man will probably have to step up and somehow jump in that car to get it to stop. Whether it's the
Mhm.
remote control car and the actual car, right?
Mhm.
So think about it this way. With all of the feminine, like you said, in there, they're tapped into their inner masculine. They're out of control. The
Mhm.
first thing, would you agree that the first thing that needs to happen is one needs to get them to slow down and stop somehow?
Well, in order for them to slow down, they would have to um, have the support of the men
Bingo,
to,
bingo.
yeah, to
So
slow down.
now, yeah.
Hmm.
So with that said, going back to what you said about not enough leaders. So it literally takes a man to get her to stop, whether it's telling her or just getting her, not really based on force, but just literally getting that car that's out of control, or getting that femininity that's out of control to stop. That's why I don't believe in feminine principles. They got this thing called masculine principles. I don't say feminine principles to juxtapose, if you will, with masculine principles.
Hmm.
I say masculine principles in feminine dynamics, because there's a dynamic to her. It's the way that she moves, the way she flows, and he has to know how to actually direct her, if you will. So now what I mean by this is when he gets her to stop, he's literally giving her directions. So actually, I hear what you're saying about the lack of leaders, protectors, but actually, it's more or less you can get all of the protection and providing and all that actually just from a man being more of a director, giving her direction. There's just more or less a lack of direction that I've
Hmm.
noticed. And that's why I
Hmm.
don't even like to say the word dominant. Guys say dominant all the time. I prefer to actually say direct versus being dominant because it's like a bull at a rodeo. You can lasso it, dominate it all day.
Hmm.
But now how are you going to direct it? Or how are you going to direct that Bronco to be that tame horse that you can ride the next day or so? And with the feminine, yeah, that means, yes, based on what you just said, she's unbridled right now. And guys have to find a way to literally catch her and calm her down. But a lot of guys don't want to go through that. They're like, I don't want to go through that rodeo. They don't want to do that rodeo.
See, see, that's the thing. When they're not playing their role and they're not directing, then we end up as a chaos because it's through you that we flourish and multiply, so how can you expect to have a society of how can you expect to have um children that you want like your son or your daughter to take after you if you're not setting a good example, if you're
Bingo.
being abrasive, if you are um, abusing your authority, if you're being
Uh-uh.
narcissistic, if
Uh-uh.
you are just overwhelmingly just disgusting and
Well, I'll tell
mhm,
you what,
continue. Mhm.
guys like that are punished in other countries
Oh my God.
severely.
Speaking
Hmm.
of other countries, and speaking of other countries, they're not just going to easily accept. certain men to just travel outside the country and then thinks that everything is all right. Now,
No.
yeah, I'll continue.
Oh no, I was just gonna say no. If he doesn't have anything to offer to their community, culture, society, then he'll just be seen as just an outsider. Like, but if he's accepted and he actually brings something there and everybody likes him, then yeah, they'll be like, hey man, what's the name been checking you out? We'll let y'all talk or something like that, and then it goes from there.
Because a plethora of them are considering, according to what's going on in this sphere, they're considering of going outside the US, and they just think that, all their troubles are going to vanish and they can just do what they do over there for nefarious reasons. And then their fathers, or the male, I guess, caretakers are catching wind on that. And it's like, listen, we see a plethora of you just coming in there, and then some of them end up getting robbed, some of them end up getting set up, some of them, they don't,
Yeah,
they end up disappearing because you come and play stupid games, you end up winning stupid prizes.
yeah. Now keep this in mind with everything you just said. Okay. Um, we'll somewhat treat this like some of the war issues that are going on, not to
Mm-hmm.
really talk too much about it, but
Mm-hmm.
imagine us sharing the same food, having this cookout amongst a lot of the missiles around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some of the feminine and the masculine amongst us, what wanted to run away from that destruction they felt was coming upon them. This black destruction we're talking about too. They wanted to get away, what, go to different countries, be around other groups of people who don't have this kind of destruction upon them. But the people that still believed in each other decided to still have this cookout peacefully together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my point is with that, I'm not too concerned about what other guys and gals choose to do. I'm only concerned about those who wanting to deal with this destruction and be part of this cookout, and we gonna make it. That's how I look at it. Like we have to come together. The ones that really believe in this healing coming out of this rubble,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's the ones that we need to be we need to be working on like having conversations with. You know, everybody else that's just walking away or not adding to, they want to add more to the destruction. You could care less about the reasons. Just boom. I don't even want to talk to you. Bye. You know, so with that said, let me address some of what Aquarius said, unless there's something you want to add on to what I just said before I check out what she said.
Oh, you could check out Aquarius and I'll go.
Okay. And like I said, everyone, I put the link in the chat. If y'all want to jump on the panel, it's open, you know, and putting the link out here. If y'all want to jump on, it's out here. I want to jump on, it's here. So it's a cookout. Y'all invited as long as you're being respectful. Everybody got a plate. Feel me? There's room here at the table. You said Aquarius. Destruction of black love is due to integration because there was segregation. There was black communities, black marriages were up, black families were together more in their own assets of wealth. And then you also said Aquarius, black love has been destroyed because black people feel they have freedom to go to other ethnic communities to find a good candidate for the right person for them. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think it's twofold. So when we had Martin Luther King and he fought for civil rights, um, his agenda was to make sure that blacks were allowed to go to and have the same privileges uh, as the the whites. So he fought for that because we there, especially with Rosa Parks, when we had to go all the way in the back of the bus, and and then she fought for that, and so when it comes to integration, like and I look at our leaders, um, I can say the plus side to that is that at least we were given the rights to have go to certain universities and just be in certain spaces. Not to say that I don't know if I should say that word. R is doesn't exist. It does, um, but I'm just looking at as a fact that we had opportunities to do things that we would otherwise not. Now, in terms of like going into other communities and finding a right partner, I feel like I feel like as Black women, and that's just my opinion, um, for what's going on in the modern era, a lot of us were forced out by degenerate males, especially with the influence of music, and how they degraded Black women, what's going on in the manosphere, and how they would praise other groups of women. So we're just now like, and I'm not really like including myself like that, but collectively it's like, oh, so I mean, you force
Mm,
us out, you make us feel like, we're nothing compared to the other groups of women. You tell us that we're average at best, all those other things and stuff. So we we had no other choice, where it's like, wow, so I mean, if you want to go to other communities, then I guess we have to go there too. We didn't want to. We were still fighting. We were still fighting for Black love. We were still, if we're arguing, whether if it's an internet, if we're arguing, if we're this and that, that means that we're still trying. But when we're no longer arguing, where we're just becoming different, and we're actually going to other communities, because when we're silent about it, it's because we stop caring. We're done. So I guess that's like, in terms of integration, that would be the reason why, based on observation, though. We were forced out.
mm,
That's why. Yeah.
mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then keep this in mind because I know Kujin finna come with some heat, and that's a great observation that you just gave. So, but keep in mind the degenerate males, okay?
Hmm.
Because
Yeah, not
because
all, of course, not there are good individual Black men out there that I will never deny, but it's the degenerate males that are outnumbering the quality males, in especially in content creation. Like, you have there's this pastor, I forgot this pastor's name, man, but he's a great content creator, and he's a Black
okay,
male, and yeah.
okay, you
But
realize
yeah.
you actually just did a time warp with what you just said. You said a lot in just a few words, okay? And what I mean is because you talked about how this was made with how they started making music
Hmm.
degrading Black women. So we know that started like in the early '90s and stuff. Prior to that, brothers was talking about about Hey Love, like LL Cool J type. So, and then you immediately brought up Manosphere. That's basically time warp into
Hmm.
today's time. But
Hmm.
I get what you're saying because there's still that similar sentiment that maybe some guys feel generalized. So that's why they're lashing out. But to me, if you are more introspective, or even as I say over here, more inverted with your perspective, like I'm not going to feel generalized about one's assessment about the melanated masculine, because we see that the message that's being put out for the so-called Black man to be degenerate. He cannot be like a certain man that just represents righteousness. He has to be more about chasing the money to look like a righteous man. It's sick, but yeah. With that said, we'll continue on with that. With
Hmm.
obviously Cool in the building. What's good, fam?
Hey.
Yo, what's going on, Ray? What's going on, real lady? How y'all doing?
Oh, we're
How y'all
fine.
doing? Oh, that's
Mhm.
good. I see y'all dropping a lot of heat in here, though. Shout out to you, though. Yeah, y'all. I love y'all both. You both point of view of everything from what you see from both sides and stuff. Um, with the destruction of black love, and y'all pretty much got it like hammered down. And now with us, like I said, with us millennials and even the older generation for us now, it's like we bought into this ideal of where, all right, this is how it is now. They want the women to be the new men, which that's what he actually talks about. Scriptures. Woman should encompass a man now. And Ray, I know you see this too. A lot of men, I think I heard it on a podcast, bro. This is so crazy. This is how bad it's gotten. One of the guys was on there was like, man, he said, since we can't beat it, we might as well join it. I had cut off the stream immediately, man. I said, nah, bro. I said, nah. I don't care if I was the only man fighting for my masculinity in the world. I ain't letting go. I never let go of my masculinity, man. It's a battle every single day. You know what I'm saying? To deal with this stuff that we're going through right now as men. And a lot of modern women don't understand or overstand that. You know what I'm saying? See, the enemy doesn't like that. That's why they're using a lot of modern women, though, man, to get at us. You know what I'm saying? They know, like, okay, just like it's just what they did in the garden stuff with Eve to manipulate her. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, welfare, that social media, right there. Look what we at right now. You know what I'm saying? You're better than the man and stuff. You're over the man and stuff. See, now you got the enemy giving you everything that you all wanted. So now a lot of the modern women bought into their ideal. And guess what? A lot of them are not happy today. They're not happy today, man, at all. So damn if we do, damn if we don't. We have a lot of money in between, don't have money though, man. Like that doesn't satisfy a woman and stuff at all today, because a lot of women just not in their role, man. They're supposed to be a helpmeet. Your desire is supposed to be to your husband though, both great or small though. You know what I'm saying? Money is not what make a man. You know what I'm saying? It's his character though. It's him fearing the Most High though. See, but that's something that they won't tell you, because they give you all these stupid, ridiculous ideologies that they put out here, man, for a lot of women to buy into now. So, and I gotta be honest though, man. Like I said, I love black women. God knows I do. But a lot of black women are so easily manipulated by the enemy and stuff. And what they put right in front of their face. It's like a kid in the mall. You know what I'm saying? Here, you want a piece of candy and stuff. It's like, no, you don't take candy from strangers though. You know what I'm saying? But that's what a lot of those type of women do nowadays, man. And you have real men like myself. Hey, I don't think you should eat that. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea.
Hey, speaking of the eating part, cool gent, like, cause me and you've been you've been hearing my perspective, and I appreciate you gravitating to it. But with the provider aspect, see, like we just trying to hit them differently, like, right, like. I said this is a cookout. This ain't no smoke session. This is a cookout, and bringing Mocha into the cookout as well. So my thing is that hear this out, Kujan. Like, to me, like, you normally notice, like, if we had a cookout, everybody getting along, right? Especially amongst our people. Let's just call this a black cookout, right? And you only cooking food, like we just prepping and we provide this food for the ladies that are there, and they feeling us. They cooperate, like, and they helping to clean up the food. You know what I'm saying? Watching after the kids. Like, basically, I think our message, like even what we're talking about right now, looks like she has some feedback, but Mocha will be back. Internet, gotta love it. But it's like, men, we want to do these great things, but for women that are being great with us, you see, like, I think that's the new tune, because for so long, a lot of guys,
you're fading.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you was kind of, now I can, yeah. It was kind of
lovely.
silent for a moment.
Man, ain't it funny? Like, I hate to say this, but the devil is a lie. It's kind of funny when you say something.
Yeah. It's like when you get to the meat and potatoes, though. Like, when you finna get really good, start cooking, man. Like, you should flip that meat over, and then, like, boom. It, like, the enemy try to cut in, though, man, and try to cut off the connection, bro. It happened to me, like, several times, bro. I don't know.
Man.
What's going on. Never fails.
Trying to have the rain come in, the storms coming in. We trying to, dang, got to move everything under the pavilion now. That's what we doing.
Right.
but yeah, we trying to, like, do things like for the women that are there for us. Like we cooking, we make it as we want to provide this type of content for women that really like see the love we actually trying to bring here. You know what I'm saying? So we viewing the destruction
Mhm.
and we dealing with it. But yeah, with that said, before you give me your 2 cents, Cool Jen, we got Mocha in the building. Well, she's at the cookout with us because this is a cookout we got. What's good, Mocha? You bringing the Mocha with you?
What's up, Mocha?
Yes,
Coffee and barbecue.
I'm bringing a little bit of everything. I'm bringing the potato salad, the macaroni and cheese, the ribs, the grilled chicken. I'm bringing it all.
That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Mocha?
Yes, Lord.
What's up, chat? How you doing, Ray? What's up, Cool? What's up, real lady? How y'all doing?
We're fine.
Doing well.
Hey, so Kujin, before some of the ladies probably speak, especially with Mocha, I want to hear your perspective after Kujin speaks. So Kujin, what you think about that? Like just us, like we doing this content, basically this type of cookout we doing even right now. Like we want to really be like this towards ladies. We support ladies that support us. What do you think?
Man, I'm absolutely for it though, man. Because it would be unfair to say that all the women are the same, and I know it's a bunch of BS. So, vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Like all of us men aren't the same. We're just like-minded, and we found some way to have like common ground with one another. So it's like, okay, these are the men and women that I want to connect with. They understand, and overstand me though, man. These are the ones who I want to keep in my circle though, because I know the ones outside of that, they would never catch on to it. They would never get it. Man, like they would have to like be taught, but we know that that's not going to happen because they don't want to listen, bro. They don't want to learn. And you know what? That's why I always tell those type of women and dudes, like they can turn to a pillar of salt, man, like in the Bible, bro.
Ooh, and with that said, Mocha, what you think about that pillar of salt, this destruction of black love? And is there even a remedy? Is there anything to it?
Oh my goodness. The one of the major problems is for me is that we have learned to make social media our place of refuge. And I think that's one of the most dangerous things for our mental and our spiritual is we've learned to replace knowledge with these we got these dating experts, dating coaches, and people who didn't really have to prove any receipts that they were certified in teaching the narratives that they're teaching, because as we know, YouTube is a free platform. And anytime it comes to anything free, there's no real requirements. Anybody can come on here and pretty much, claim themselves to be experts, or they have the privilege to state that they specialize in certain areas. But the problem is, a lot of us have strayed away from that old school knowledge, and we're looking for substitute daddies or substitute mommies through these social media platforms, to tell us, what the expectations of what's a real black woman or a real black man. And the truth of the matter is, these people that we're listening to, we're getting advice from. Most of them are lost in the sauce, and they really don't have no real receipts to prove that they know what it takes to, make a black love work or not. Um, so I think that's one of the biggest destructions for us is this social media, because they're not trying to build they're not trying to build anything. They're not trying to push narratives that's going to help black men and black women build anything. They'll push a narrative that's really made to dismantle something that black men and black women could have together, that could be something very beautiful. They're tainting that, they're dismantling that. So I think that's one of the biggest issues. Or if you're going to listen to somebody through social media, let it be from somebody who's giving advice from a spiritual perspective.
Agree. I definitely agree. And the thing is that we're in this platform, and this is an unregulated platform. So they're just gonna come up here and then just spit some talk, spit some rhetoric, And what they try to do is they get clever and see what is trending, no matter how destructive the message is, no matter what the talking points are. They don't really care about the damage that it'll do to the community in a short or long run. They just follow what is popular, what is trending, and then just put a plastic badge, call themselves a dating coach or a life coach or whatever, and then they and as well as their gender, you know um certain
Hey,
certain subscribers listen to certain genders, especially in our community that I see. They favor their voice way more than others, um
hey,
and
check
because
this out.
oh
Check this out. Keep
mhm,
going, but I wanted to kind of touch on what you just said. Like, uh,
mhm.
this. Keep in mind at this cookout.
Okay,
Imagine us
yeah, it is.
vibing like this, right? Vibing. No,
Mhm,
no, no, no. You good? No, check this out. So we at this cookout, we vibing just like we doing right now, right?
mhm.
But then out of nowhere, just somebody pulls up in a nice little Range Rover, and we don't know him. He's just a stranger or she.
Mhm. Mhm.
But they step out saying, "Oh, I smell some food. Y'all cooking, huh? I just want to let y'all know that I'm a dating coach."
Yeah, you see that?
Fill
And
fill in the blank.
True.
Almost threw my
exactly.
potato salad.
Exactly. And they look like us. That's the thing about it. They are outsider, but they look exactly like us. And because they look like us, we're going to welcome that person, not knowing that that person that look like us can be our enemy, can be a
Boom.
mouthpiece, can
Facts.
be a mouthpiece for
True.
someone else, for other group of people. So they had an underlying agenda all along. But of course, they look good, they smell good, they speak so eloquently, dressing,
Mm-hmm.
everything is on fleek. Their hair is shaved, their everything. They're attracted. Certain groups of people are attracted to the aesthetic. It's all about the aesthetic and the narrative that they're pushing out. The talking points. The talking points is on fleek. The aesthetic on fleek, and they got the 4K camera. They got the 4K camera with that
Yep.
boom.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes,
Then
that's true.
and then next thing you know, you're through the roof. No matter how destructive it is, no matter what it'll do to the mental and the spiritual and the psychological health and all other aspect, no matter what it is, they don't care. They're all about their ends. So that's what we had to overcome. Somebody that look exactly like us, that think that that is our brother. We allowed them to come to
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
cookout. They didn't
Yep.
pick out any
Mhm.
credentials, no certifications, no identification, no resume, no background, no nothing. All you got to do is just look like us and you get a dap. Like,
Yep.
yeah, you made it, and then
Hey.
mhm,
Hey, y'all
Wow.
know that you know what this remind me of? It was Poetic Justice when they was in the mail truck and Tupac and all was like, cousin.
right, cousin,
You're right.
cousin.
They got accepted into the cookout simply because they just looked the part. There was
Yes.
no real
Facts.
receipts, nothing to prove that they was really family. They just went in and blended in and played the part and got right on through. And
A
Hey,
that's how the
million.
whole social. That's how YouTube is set up.
hey, I want to add something to this too. See, this it's like they the type of people like they will come to the cookout but not bring not one thing, no type of core, no drinks, nothing, man, no food, none of that stuff, man. They just come and they only invite themselves stuff, man. And those type of people, and I'm gonna say this too, and I'm pretty sure y'all noticed this too. Like there were certain content creators I know I seen, like even before I like you say get on YouTube. I know it was like on Facebook and stuff at the time. But every time they get on YouTube, they blow up. They sell out. It's like they always sell out. I noticed their whole
Mm-hmm.
trend, and that's why I said, okay, I have to fall back on some of those particular
Mm.
big content creators. Though, man, I said, man, do anybody see this trend? Because I thought I don't know if I was the only one who seen that.
There was a mainstream
Mm.
someone that is I would say famous in a way on YouTube. They did a title saying mainstream content creators are not relatable anymore. There was a big topic that happened, I guess, last year. So someone talked about it because they shared those same sentiments that you did. So it's like if they reach 100,000, over 100, 500,000, a million, it's like, no, they're trying to appease a certain type of audience. They don't care. It's like you used to think that they are so real. You think that they're about integrity, they're about the sister or the brotherhood. Oh no, they are. Since they're at that stratosphere, they're not thinking about none of that. It's like that stuff is irrelevant to them. So now they're going after like the big dogs. They're going at mainstream media, this and that and the third. But let me tell you something: the higher you escalate, the higher you go, the darker like the higher you climb, it gets very darker. So you're gonna need someone to carry that spiritual light to go with you, because who is going to guide you? Who is going to guide you? Yes, you're gonna need somebody to guide you in there, and that's gonna be, you're gonna need a light worker to carry you through that loneliness, because when you go on top, it gets lonely at the top.
It's smelling good. Smelling good.
But and it's funny, and I'm gonna piggyback off of what sis just said. But this the other issue with that, the drawback is when you sign a deal with the devil, he does not allow you to have anyone on your team. He makes it to where it's only you and him. If you decide to sell your soul and you don't bring other people on your team, like as you mentioned, to bring you that spiritual balance, because that's what the enemy does. He makes the contract sound so good to the point you don't want to co-sign them. You want to do the project by yourself because the deal just sounds so wonderful and sweet. You don't want to let nobody else in on it because you're looking at how you're going to reap all the benefits. And that's what he does, because if you think about it, and another content creator said this, I can't remember who it is, but a lot of times when God gives you something, he gives it to you gradually in baby steps, because he don't want you to crash and burn. He doesn't want to put too much on you to where you overlooking a lot of valid things. So he'll gradually bless you. But when it comes to the enemy, Satan himself, he's going to give it to you quick and fast, because he don't want you to have time to think. He don't want you to have time to absorb how the enemy is using your gift for calamity in the long run. So a lot of the times when you're so selfish and self-absorbed, you're going to lose that spiritual discernment, because you're looking at all of the trinkets, the demonic trinkets, the instant fame, as you mentioned earlier. You getting to the top so fast, all of a sudden, out the blue. How is it people who's preaching positive things, their content is not elevating? Their notoriety is not shooting up to the sky, to the rooftop. Why is it you only been in the game a couple of years and your content, your notoriety is skyrocketing? Because that's how the enemy works. He gives you everything quick and fast, and we all know anytime anything is given to you quick and fast, it's down to bring destruction.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's major facts right there. Oh, that's major facts. I want to say something real quick, if I can, Ray.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And this is something I don't know if anybody else picked up on this too. Like, say like when somebody does get like say over 100K, that top tier, right? The enemy behind the scenes that like pick one of the so-called content creators and make like they got like over 100K, and they still some of the stuff that we put out here, like I said, the Lord channels that are really golden channels, you know what I'm saying, and give them what to say. Here, say this. I sold this from someone so content. Here, you say this. Put it in this way. Say it this way. So, do y'all ever notice that, like, whenever you feel like you watch a particular big, huge content creator, it's like, seem like they've been watching someone like Mocha or Ray or Logan or Real Lady, you know what I'm saying? And you start to notice a trend about that. I said, it just makes you seem like you know you're not crazy, but it's like I've heard this before.
Yeah, it's like we the underground. We definitely the underground. So
underground.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say like, and so there's a method to my madness here. or someone pointed out there's a method to my genius before. But yeah, there's obviously a reason why. And so I might as well put this out here. I'm working on kind of cleaning the house with my moderators. So if people haven't been around, they don't stay around. So so yeah, we're gonna do that. But also like for there's a reason why I don't have ladies as moderators. Like you don't have the wrench. Like your presence is a wrench. That's one thing. But two things is uh at this cookout, when you normally go here, especially amongst us, right? You want to see brothers there on the grill. You want to see brothers there, mostly men up front at that grill. We the first line of defense. We here protecting, we cooking it up. So it's the men doing all the lifting, and so the women are kind of making sure the food is ready. You know what I'm saying? So they have their role. So for future reference, so ladies, even though you don't have wrenches here, like for the ones that have been, dedicating themselves here, and I appreciate that, I got something special for y'all down the road. So keep that in mind. I got y'all. I just want to do things different, just because we see how it is in the manosphere here on YouTube, especially in the black sector. How you do have men and women with wrenches, but y'all see all the disparities with that, especially if there's a fallout and stuff. But
Yes, Lord.
so I got something special for y'all. Y'all could kind of keep in mind just this, and maybe I'm kind of giving some things away, but y'all know women got their role at the cookout, just like men got their role at the cookout. They do the little, and this could even help with the black love side, right? Because I mean, none like a dude at a cookout who just stand there doing nothing, just drinking his liquor and talking and making jokes and yabbity yabbity. And like, bro, like you're like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But with that said, what's good, Logan?
Salute Ray, salute Cool Gen, salute Mocha, and salute Ange.
Salute to you,
Hi,
bro.
Logan.
Salute.
Oh yeah, I guess to continue on, there was some more things that was brought up. We could talk about, like I know Logan, you said something on the lines about you'd rather, instead of call it black love, you'd call it the cosmic melanin embrace. Keep that in mind. We're gonna talk upon that because I did bring up something to the light of with the melanin. It's the strongest element. In regards to the fusion of the yin and the yang, the strongest fusion in the universe is the melanated, and it's based on the carbon number 6. So it's funny how we talk about carbon number 6, but they bring up all these things that guys have to have. 6 figures, longer than 6 inches, over 6 feet tall. But it's like that is nothing compared to us just as a 6 together, like the fusion that brings out the infinity. But I don't want to get too deep like that. But yeah, go ahead.
Just now that you said something about the whole 6 figures, and how 666 is claimed to be the mark of the beast, right? And so when you'll have people saying 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons, and that represents melanin. And I was thinking to myself, what if that's basically just trying to say that the black man is also the devil as well? Because if you really think about it, if we want to say, we always want to say God is a black man. Okay, God is black. His angels are black. So don't you think some of the fallen angels were black men?
Yes, sir.
And if you think about, I never ever thought,
no doubt about it.
And have you heard of the song Kendrick Lamar, DNA? I got evil that rots inside my DNA. So what if that whole 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons is basically just a notification that because of our fall, we harbor that evil wickedness that is inside us? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm coming from?
I see what you're saying, bro.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Because if the black man is God, then the black man sure as hell can be the devil. Because before light, there was darkness, and you cannot have darkness. You cannot have light without darkness. That's why the Most High said, "Let there be light."
Bro.
Hey, and I see, and not to cut y'all off, just continue on, Logan. Not to cut you off, I apologize. But I see Shayla in the building. Hey, what's up, Shayla? Come and join the cookout with us, sweetie. We got a plate for you. Mocha brought her little stuff. You know what I'm saying? She brought, like she said, what did you bring, Mocha? Yeah. Mocha brought her. She brought the extra plate, so she got you a plate, and then we, me and Logan, me and Logan. See, Logan came.
Cornbread and mocha cornbread.
What I want to know is who's the relative. And just to be off topic, when it comes to cookouts, I notice there's always somebody that's bringing a no-name brand soda. Like, how I'm supposed to know if because the can got red, does that mean it's strawberry or does that mean it's like, red cream soda? Because there's no name on it. It's just a red can. Some of y'all need to work on y'all, getting the right things when it comes to these cookouts. That's all I want to say on that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, we had to bring Logan down from Canada, so he brought a moose down. He was like, y'all gotta try this moose, man.
Moose. I brought the Wendigo. That's why I brought the Wendigo.
But I want to ask y'all a serious question on the panel, Ray, if you don't mind. Y'all already know what's been circulating. Y'all probably already discussed it before I came. I'm not sure. But y'all know the loss of a certain individual, which I will not name on your platform. Do y'all strongly believe that when we put people in a position in which we are idolizing them, or we're showing, is there such thing as showing too much admiration? Like, in other words, do we bring destruction to people, or
Yes,
do we make them an enemy of God once we start idolizing them too much?
Well, check this out, right? Oh wait, am I hearing echo or something? Okay, so personally, yes and no. And what I mean by that is, like, the Bible does say ye are gods and sons of the Most High. So yes, we are gods, but lowercase g. But at the same time, yes, I do see what you're saying, because here's the thing though, right? Some people, the Bible even speaks about how prosperity, and I think I'm paraphrasing, how prosperity can ruin a fool. And when the wrong person is giving praise, it could blow his head up. Perfect example. Look what happened to Lucifer. He believed he was bigger than what he actually was, and because of his hubris and his being rebellious, it led to his downfall. So really, yes, too much praise can lead to your downfall, because look, when you get too much praise, you'll start to believe that you're perfect, and then you believe that you cannot work on anything. But when you have to be humble with the good things and humble with the bad things, because when you're humble on both ends, you're level-headed. And sometimes a lot of people, when they get the fame and they get the notoriety and they get the big name, because they've gotten so much praise, it corrupts them. And because it corrupts them, they start to make it makes
Yes, sir.
Like, check this.
It's like
Check this out, Logan.
Yeah.
It's still some feedback, so yeah, somebody got to probably hit mute. But no, I was thinking, like, what you said though, Logan. Keep this in mind. Like, it seems like for every person that makes a big stride or a big leap amongst our color, even let's say on YouTube, if someone just instantly gets 1 million subscribers, they got to hit the ground hard. Somebody gonna hit them back to the ground hard, or they're gonna lose their life. So I'm thinking in regards to dealing with this destruction of Black love. Like, there's two ways I want to come to this, because I'm still gonna try to answer the questions in the chat. So I ain't forgot about some of the comments that are in the chat. But I'd say one thing. Let me get right to the point on one thing. We got to move as a unit, not just based on one person. Because I think even that person, before he passed away, he made it clear, I'm not the only person people can come to for advice or this level of knowledge. Like, there's a lot of men out here in this world that are like a certain color. I'm not the only one talking about this topic about high value men, or I'm not the one that has all the answers. Outside is obviously, that's why some disagreements are out there. Like, I'm not the only person. So I think, like, even with this mindset of the cookout dealing with the destruction, it's important everybody work together to keep our area clean, the pavilion clean, the park clean, kind of like, how we do it if we had a little family reunion or something. But with that said, let's get to the flip side, because I'm gonna take y'all down another rabbit hole with this. Let's say, I don't know, maybe that storm. Hey, Cool J, you brought up the storm earlier. The rain came in, right? That the rain come in, man, or the electricity, something messed up our music. Now we ain't got no music. Dang, we can't. You love to have our music. But let's say another person, once again, like I said earlier, come in with, I won't say a Range Rover this time. Maybe it's some dude from the block. Maybe just one of them bad apples, those degenerate type that was mentioned earlier. And he shows that he's probably a drug dealer or something, right? Something like that. I'm not trying to get too graphic. But he said, man, y'all looking a mess over here. And I know y'all judge me, but I can help y'all if y'all want me to give y'all some money. to get this thing right. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, he said, I ain't trying to do nothing, y'all. I'm just trying to give y'all some money. Or I could go and get the stuff for y'all so y'all can get the cookout. What do you think people will do first? You think they're going to take the money or have him help them out with getting the cookout? Or do you think they'll say, no, we got this. We'll take care of this. We appreciate it, but we got this.
So a person that acts before they think is going to take the money first. I mean, they're not going to question like, why are you giving this money, or how do you get this money, or who are you? And they're not going to reason. They're not going to question it, because they have that instant gratification instead of the delayed gratification. So they're going to be impulsive, and they're going to take the money because this is like a quick it's a quick win, so to speak, for them, not knowing that they got the money and everything, and not knowing that months from now,
what's the catch?
Exactly. What is exactly? So they don't understand that there may be a catch-22 to this. Like, yeah, they'll give you money, but then you may end up having to give up your soul, or you may end up having to do a lot of nefarious things. A lot of some diabolical things that you have to do for them. And if you're not, then you know what? Then you're going to have to reap some harsh consequences. So, but that's the thing about it. But the thing is, they know who to give that proposal to. They know, because they know that in that community, they come from dilapidated areas, areas where it's really poverty stricken. They don't have any resources. They want badly to get out of these areas. They want to get out the hood. They want to live well. They want to do all of that. So when that person comes into they come into their area and they look good, especially if they look like us, like I was saying before, the aesthetics they got going on. They speak so eloquently. Their hair is all clean cut.
A devil in the suit.
A devil in the suit, exactly. He looks so beautiful, and he looks like me. Like, how could he? It's like, and then we want to present this person to our family. We want to present this person to our close loved ones because we love this person off of the simple fact that that person looks like us and is willing to give to us. So then we give this undying praise to this person, which led it to our downfall, because we didn't use deductive reasoning. We weren't questioning. We didn't know about the catch-22s. We weren't really on our P's and Q's on that. So this is what's going. Continue.
No, you good. You good. Check this out. So with that said, I want you to continue on, but check this out. So keep that in mind. This is exactly what took place back in the day when they were when the destruction of a lot of Black communities took place back in the day, and we started to see that destruction of Black love, especially out of World War II, Vietnam, the industrialism, when I think purposely they stopped factories in the inner cities where a lot of our neighborhoods were, and moved them out towards the suburbs, towards other parts that obviously most folk from the urban communities didn't have transportations to access, especially during segregation, when you couldn't even ride on certain buses out to those suburbs, to those same factories that you used to work at. So a lot of that stuff took place back then. And so the government kind of like let they let drug dealers, that's kind of the government formed that stuff. Let the drug dealer come in. You let some of the pimps come in. You see me with that same money.
Yeah, they
can help y'all with this cookout.
That blood money. I want to add something to this too. See, this takes me back, like when I was in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? How Satan try to, saying like this. I give you the world if you do this. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing what's going on with the whole Black community, though, man. Like a lot of the people, within our ethnic group, like would take. Our people love taking stuff what the devil has. Like it's so crazy, man. And nobody has no discernment. Nobody. Go ahead, bro.
Check this out. And real quick, and you could continue on, but look at who's making the content. PMs and drug dealers and players. Giving all this advice. It's the Black sector.
Yep.
It's about game, love, and relationships.
And I want to add this too. I want to add this too, and I said this before. See, with our panel, and shout out to all y'all ladies though. See, I brought up Proverbs 14, 1. You know what I'm saying? A wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one plucks it down. See the difference between our channels. We have righteous women over here, while them other sectors always have the calculated women, what I call them now, calculated chicks that destroy that whole entire panel stuff with men, and that's the difference, man. But what do we know? What do we know, right?
Because the thing about it is that when you're positioning yourself as, I'm going to put it as an acronym, I don't want to put it as a full thing, HVM. See, that term is it's overly used. It's meaningless now, because you're stripping the actual qualities that constitute that type of person. When I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking of a person that is accountable, a person that is compassionate, that has empathy, that would never go online. They don't go online and disrespect women and call them all types of twos and this and that or whatever. You can give constructive criticism, not destructive criticism.
Yeah.
So when you do that, especially when he did that viral video of the girl that he claimed that was average at best, did you know that that girl ended up getting stalked at her place of work by his fans? It got so bad, and
I can believe it.
And the thing is too, they won't talk about those type of stuff because it's like it doesn't fit the narrative. I'm gonna say something that may effed up, but I don't really care. If you really think about it, what Derek Jackson was to black women was what Kevin Samuels is to black men.
Exactly.
That's big facts, bro.
Major facts. Yeah, I brought him up coincidentally too. Yeah. And the same thing, it's funny you said that, Logan. Sorry, Kujin. But it's funny you brought that up, Logan, because when I did an upload, I talked about that, how women had praise. Well, I wasn't one of them, and because I just felt like he was doing too much pandering.
Yeah.
And I felt there was motives. It's one thing to encourage women, but his spirit just never set well with me.
And let me tell you something. I want to say something quickly too. I want to say something quickly. You know the Bible scripture says, Ecclesiasticus, nothing is new under the sun. Why do you think these men are called snake oils salesmen?
Thank you. Snake oil salesman. Yeah.
Who do you think beguiled Eve in the Garden of Eden? A snake. And what does a snake and a snake oil salesman both have in common? They're persuasive. Their words are as smooth like oil and sweet like honey. The same way, you don't need a man. You could just do this. You could do this all by yourself. What do these snake oil salesmen tell black women? Oh, you don't need a man. You're strong and independent. You don't need nobody. Nothing is new under the sun. The same way Eve was deceived by the snake, these women are being deceived by snake oils salesmen.
But you know what?
Man. Go ahead,
but you know what ended up happening, and this was the only part I wanted to add to the equation, and then I'll let y'all continue. What ended up happening, though, the same women who was praising Derek Jackson because he was appeasing to what they wanted to hear, what ended up happening? Exposure.
Exactly.
And that slowly was coming to light with this other individual. So you got to be careful with this worshiping and idolizing people just because they seem like they have your best interests at heart. Because I really think it's going to start unfolding more and more. I'm not trying to be funny, but that situation with this nurse, none of it is adding up. None of it is making sense. It's a lot of loopholes in the story. And I totally believe it's going to keep unraveling, and everything that he had everybody believing, they're going to find out that he was none of what he presented himself to be.
And if it just really add on to what Moko is saying, honestly, which is so true, make this be a learning lesson for all you young creators coming up as well. Be yourself. Be yourself.
That's right.
Agreed.
And
see, Ringo was talking about it, like minding your business and just rolling solo. Just be yourself. If your content is about art, just do your art. If your content is about science, do your science. There's enough money for you guys to make, and you don't have to step on no one's toes or do what they're doing. Just focus on you.
Right.
Amen.
See, and I was thinking that unfortunately, that type of snake oil salesman, that's the person you'll give 2 plates to. Off rip.
Thanks, bro.
Yes,
hey,
because he's a
remember,
smooth talker.
Right.
He's a
hey, remember what
smooth talker. Mm-hmm.
remember what I said?
Yep.
I said this several times. How do you want to be remembered, or how are you going to go out as a content creator? I've said this several times, though.
Yeah.
We know how this guy is, though. We've seen it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people wasn't talking about it from a spiritual standpoint. They told me, "Oh, you just hating, though." Well, it's not that I'm hating, though. I just figured it out, though. You know what I'm saying? My discernment and stuff, and some of the others too. They really see it, though. So I mean, who's hating again? But it's always some older people, though, man. And they act like we don't know what the hell we're talking about, man. I'm sick of these old ninja spheres, man. I'm sick of tired of them. And you know what? Their time is up. Their time is up. A lot to you all. You know who you are out there. Your time is up. We're coming in. We're stepping in to do the work that y'all didn't put in.
It's a
You're
shame
not trying to
because
help our
they're
young
older.
men. Yeah, they're not trying to help our young men and young black women, though, man. All they trying to do is keep us down stuff. But like I said, they not talking about nothing, though, man. We coming in breaking doors, man, like the Punisher, dog. Real talk.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
Go ahead.
YouTube has gotten boring lately too. Like I'm not gonna lie to you.
The algorithm sucks, man.
Of course.
It's so damn boring. That's why I have like another YouTube channel that I just used to watch like Marvel, read Marvel comics, listen to the DCEU and the MCU and the plans for the movies. And you know, there's this one black guy who does comic spill comics, who does narrating or comic historian, or just listening to these mangas and seeing these mangakas draw and listening to on how they created their mangas, or just watching their manga. Because bro, like this whole, I'm not gonna lie, this whole alpha male thing, bro, it's got so corny. It's gotten so corny. Like a lot of these dudes are overcomplicating this shit at this point, bro. You want
Man, he'd get the last plate. I say, look here, dog, you're not getting first dibs.
Yeah,
I don't with that mindset. Don't think you're gonna come here thinking you're gonna get first dibs.
Yeah,
you're gonna wait in line like everybody else, sir.
Exactly. You want to be an alpha male, this is what you do. Repent of your sins, turn back to the Most High. After you do that, get your body right, get your mind right, get your finances right. Just focus on yourself and do what you love to do. Simple as that, bro. Y'all overcomplicating this shit too much, bro. That's why, in a way, too, I'm kind of glad I kind of left the quote unquote red pill, because it got a little bit too toxic, bro.
It's toxic, bro.
Like, it's not helping no more. It's just to keep men in this I hate women type vibe. Like, don't get it twisted. Do a lot of women have?
It's not even red pill no more. They're not truly red pill.
They're black pill.
Really looking back at it, like that whole red pill shit actually kind of made me have like this hatred for women. It did, you know what I'm saying? And it's like after a while, when you get out of it and you start to work on yourself, you start to have this like this growing way of saying, yo, like I was really moving like that, I was really acting like that. No shit, that girl dumped me. Like, you know what I mean? Like you start going from why did she dump me to actually saying, yo, I kind of understand why she did what she did. Like I kind of deserve that. You know what I mean? So it's like, this, like, bro, it's sad, bro. There's dudes right now, at the sound of my voice, who are in their 30s and 40s and still heartbroken and butthurt over the girl that dumped them back in their high school when they were 16.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
That's
well,
sad.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Coach. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna talk. See, like I said, find out about the lamosphere. A lot of this stuff, like I said, it started with the 50-plus-year-old dudes stuff, man. You know, it's really supposed to be helping out, you know what I'm saying, giving advice to younger men and stuff coming up. See, they're not talking about long-term relationship. It's always short-term. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, bro. I'm like, yo, they not talking about jack squat.
Yo, hey, cool.
Hey, Ray, and they try to pass along to us to try to hate women and stuff, man. I'm like, I'm not gonna hate women just because you mess up your experience. Don't pass it.
You ready for this? You ready for this, Cool? With what you just said, look, that says a lot about the cookout, right? Mm-hmm. We the ones on the grill, but you got this 50-something-year-old who ain't even doing this part. He just sitting there. He entitled. He like, look, I'm OG.
Yeah,
you know what to do.
Yeah,
hey, you better get your butt up and do. So what you talking about, boy?
The one who ain't doing nothing, but he got the first one in line talking about, I need me a plate. He be the one in the corner with 3 plates, with his knees up in the air, trying to hold all 3 plates at the same time.
Oh. And then he's the type that tries to judge like the way the food quality is, like in regards to, like, let's say, like you said, with his content, like he's just top tier. He's just sitting back, kind of seeing what everybody else do. So you're at this cookout, like you treating this as like a Gordon Ramsay type of cooking show or something, like you watching us, judging us how we cook, so you could go back home and tell everybody, oh man, that was a crappy little get together they got. They not, and so they doing that, like,
they're ungrateful.
Yeah, it's always the black people who ain't doing nothing that got the most to say.
Right.
Yes.
On that barbecue sauce, they try to put on that meat, didn't work, dog. Go back to the store and get some.
But you took all 3 of them. So what is it? You say you don't like it, but then you took all 3 of them just to talk crap. That's all they do. They sit on their behind, they talk crap, they say this, they say that. It ain't even red pill, it's just all black pill. It's crazy.
We're gonna talk about that too.
They got them. Hey, Mocha, they got them. What is it called? Them buddy shoes, the one with the tall socks, sitting in a little chair. Sitting this man.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Toxic potato salad, nasty. Man, they sitting everything like, damn, man.
Hey. They did a whole content based on that. Content.
Yep.
They hold their own content potato salad, dog.
Let's talk about that black pill part though of this destruction of black love at this cookout. Let's talk about that. Here's the deal. Like, you'll have that one person who shows up, right? And maybe you thought he was cool. Like, we kind of know about him. You know how it is in these spaces. We kind of know about somebody, right? And okay, cool. Come on, what's good? We got you. You know what I'm saying? But then he starts sitting down. He like, normally someone that you think something might not be right about him. He's like at the middle of the table. He like the middle table type, right? I don't know. Maybe far end table. Maybe some of y'all might say front table. I don't know. But he's the type that kind of sitting back and forth. Then you start talking to him. He just starts getting madder and madder.
Right.
And then he starts looking at the women. He starts disrespecting the women. He starts doing all that. Then you got to pull him to the side, like, yo, are you good? Like, everything good?
Hey, at least, they make Karen's potato salad taste better though, man. With the raisins.
I said raisins.
Oh shit, Karen. Karen.
That's disrespectful. Man said raisins.
Yo, let's bring it up. Yeah. Let's bring it up. The Karens and the Beckys being invited to the cookout. and the Brads too.
Oh,
invited.
The Brads, they got the Budweiser, the hat, the cap pulled backwards, and they got the hockey jersey. And they brought the Budweiser and Bud Light.
The 4x4
yeah. So like my point is exactly. Them too. So my point is, like, we talking about the destruction of black love, but we got non-black people coming into the cookout, into the conversation about this.
Yeah.
And they watching this whole spectacle.
And it's funny you mentioned that, Ray, because I brought that up not too long ago too. I said it's gotten to the point now. It's been so much destruction between black men and black women. Now you got non-colored folks, they capitalizing off of it. You got the mix, you got the exoticas. Now they have the advantage to pander because they're so used to black men disrespecting black women and vice versa. Now they're profiting off of it. You're getting these non-colored individuals that all they have to do is co-sign on the narratives, and they automatically get full-time membership. And what a lot of these guys is not understanding is a grimy woman is a grimy woman. It has nothing to do with her color. You got females, mixed, exotica, all type of races and assorted flavors, and they got just as much ulterior motives as the black women that you're so worried or threatened by, because what they're not understanding is these non-colored individuals, and the same goes for women when it comes to non-colored men. These non-colored individuals, they have learned how to play on our downfalls. They're learning to use it to their advantage. I've never seen so many white men pandering to black women like never before.
Thank you. I was just about to say that. Do you know there's this one white guy? His name starts with a C.
I know you're talking about.
Netherlands. This guy is the big. I'm not alert. This guy is the biggest panderer. No, and you know what's the worst part? The funniest thing about this dude, he loves talking about how the white man is this, the white man is that. But my question is this: where is his black wife? Where is his mixed race kids? Because I find it so funny how you're sitting on screen talking about how the white man marries a black woman more. Then where is your black wife? Because it seems to me you're doing the same thing these dusty black men are doing. Because
Why?
it doesn't
Dusty
make no
Brad,
sense.
man.
To me.
Dusty
Because
Brad.
it looks like to me you're pumping and dumping black women. Because if black
See?
women are, if these white men are so good, where is your black wife? Where
Hey,
is your non-black? Where's your mixed race kids? You ain't got any. So let me get this straight. You're
hey.
doing the dirt. So you're, man. You know what's the worst part about this thing too? He wouldn't even dare look at a black man and say that to his face. He wouldn't.
See, like when I said, when you bring that up, Logan, when you bring that up, keep this in mind, because this is gonna really hit y'all deep. Would a white man have a cookout just a few yards away to try to bring the black women over there in front of the black man's face? You think he would actually do that in public?
Hell no.
Yeah, he would. It depends. Look, because even Newbie was talking about this. Shout out to him. It's war right now, and the spoils of war are women. And what they want to do is take.
Well,
That's what it is. So
here's the catch, though. What do you think, based on what we just saying, right? And this is deep. Like I said, we getting deep. People think it's just me talking simply like cookout. They not seeing the interlayers. So, like, you think that some of these divestors, right? You think they'll jump on panels with some white guys to kind of make it seem like, oh, we're having a joint panel and we're gonna let them talk about why they hate black men. You think that might happen soon on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's coming. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray brought up something new.
They want to their goal is to disenfranchise the black man. That is the goal. They want to disenfranchise. They want to get to a point where every race of woman, including our race of women, despise the black man. But let me tell you something. On the lows, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I'm speaking theoretically, so I'm just speaking as a theory. Some of your favorite divestors are getting their blacks blown out by these same dusty black men they're telling you to avoid. I'm not saying any names, but some of your favorite divestors has a child by a dusty black man. Your favorite divestors, when they're telling you, oh my God, stay away from these dusty black men, when they turn off that computer, they're rolling their nice divestment black ass to Pookie and Ray Ray sauce, and they're getting their back blown out. They're not even practicing what they're preaching.
I believe it.
They said it about synthetic G. They said about synthetic G. If y'all heard about that one.
No, yeah. There's something. Even though they're in a dysfunction, I'm gonna say this right now. Black women and women of many other races love the black man. And I'm not speaking this as a way to tear down my own race woman. I would not do that. That's not me. But I truly believe if it wasn't so taboo or looked down upon for women to date black men, there would have been more women of other races acknowledging their attraction to black men. And that's the goal. You have to think of it like this too. It's a power move. Oh, look, I just said this is a double entendre. Power move to show power. Tommy, the white boy, and he's breaking down the baddest black chick. But his half brother, who's black, what is he? That's a power move right there. So, and check this out too. That's media buck breaking. And if you know what buck breaking is, back in it used to happen in Jamaica. What the white slave master would do would grape black men in front of their women and in front of their children to assert dominance. So when you have Tommy, the white boy, and this is no hate to Tommy or the show itself, but it's just to show you what they're doing. So if you have Tommy, the white boy, the rugged man who's handling his business, smashing the white chick, and you got the black man who's struggling with his sexuality because he plays for the other team, what do you think that sends a message in black women's mind? So not only do you have the white man piping down the black woman, you even got the white guy piping down the black man. So what message are you think they're trying to do? Yeah. They're trying to disenfranchise, effeminize us, and make us look as if we're undesirable. That's the
goal. But you know what though, Logan? I hear what you're saying. But even now, keep that in mind. Hey, Amanda, what's good? I see you up in the building. I'm going to put the link out in the chat if you want to jump on board. But keep in mind, hey, to be honest with you, Logan, this might seem far-fetched. But even now, if you bring up all the butt breaking and all that, I think, to be honest, that's like a last-ditch effort. in these times now, I think things are shifting, even with the masculine paradigm shift that I'm talking about. And it's going to favor the melanated men, the few righteous that was spoken about earlier. Yes, a majority of melanated men are degenerate. We get that. They don't come to the cookout. We got rifles and big German shepherds all around the sucker. You feel me? So, but the thing is, I wanted to bring this up because I think this is important. Even though you might have a Brad who would stay 100 yards away, he probably wouldn't even dare do it, but just in case he did it, even though it might seem like he could try to lure a divester over there, right? A black man with one that's truly in who he is, the last thing on his mind would be to try to bring Becky over from that barbecue. That'd be the last thing on his mind because he still wants to have his color women at his cookout.
Yeah, I'm gonna get going now. So I just wanted to say a little brief thing. So Mocha, it's been a pleasure speaking to you guys. Pleasure speaking to you, ma'am. Ray, you already know what it is, bro. Thank you for asking my questions early in the next live stream, and also the idea for a live stream about the power of melanin would be pretty dope. And I haven't spoken to you before, but it's been a pleasure speaking to you as well, and hear your point of views on things. Doom Gent, you already know what it is, man. I enjoy speaking to you as well, brother. So peace to all.
All right,
Likewise,
Logan.
Logan. Take care.
Much blessings to you, young Lord.
Man, it's a dope fire stream right here, man. It's
a
fire stream.
I also want to say something too. When Logan was speaking, he was saying how half of the divestors are getting smashed by Dusties or something. He was saying in that ballpark. I want to piggyback on that also and say that the majority of these content creators, 80% of what they're teaching, I know I'll say 100. I'll say the majority of what they're teaching, they're living the complete opposite off online. The majority of them, I'll say I'll say if they speaking 100% of their truth, they live in 20% of it.
Man,
The majority of them, and I'm going to also say this, and it may rub some people the wrong way. This is why this certain individual is going to be a prime example. And sometimes, things have to happen in order for other people to learn. And, sometimes people's downfall becomes a reference. What is supposed to become a reference, something we're supposed to learn from, not just indulge and rejoice in, but mostly something we're supposed to learn from. We're supposed to learn from each other's mistakes. That way we don't have to repeat it or falling out of alignment. And I think what's going to end up happening is we're seeing it all the time anyway. A lot of these content creators, they're not living their truth on the things that they're speaking on. Just like you have these women who act like, you need to stay away from Dusties. Don't, get involved with Dusties and things of that nature. They the main ones that smashing a Dusty. You got guys up here that's telling other men that you're not a high value man if you're not smashing a 10. And behind closed doors, they're smashing negative twos. So it's a lot of people that are not living, and that's what we're going to find out. And I believe that this particular situation, because of stuff coming out in the wash now, stuff coming out about, okay, you need GoFundMe, stuff coming out about, okay, you had a BMW that was leaking oil, all of this stuff that's usually low value men problems, low value men issues. So, I just wanted to reiterate on that most of these content creators, most of them are not, especially the ones that's overly so over the top, the overly animated ones. The majority of them, they're not living exactly on the narratives that they're preaching for other men and women to live on.
To be honest, yeah. So
oh no, you good.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of Mocha, for those that I'm okay, so I'm just I'm gonna keep it very frank. I'm all about being celebrated wherever it is. So whether if it's your own community or wherever else and all. That's what I'm for. As long as you're being loved, as long as you're appreciated by through your mind, body, and soul, that's what I prioritize. Um, there was something else I wanted to say, but yeah. So this is why it's really important for people to really examine the message that people are saying, and always don't take everything what they say as 100% truth, because unfortunately people get exposed, and they get exposed every single day. Now, with what happened with the recent passing and everything, I don't agree with the rejoicing, that's not, but at the same token, it's like a lot of people had, well, at least, for the women, they had a lot of they they had some negative experience, the collective of
Now,
them. Yeah.
now, I
Hmm.
don't mean to put you on the spot, so
Hmm.
please forgive me. I'm not trying to do that. So when you do say you like to be celebrated elsewhere, right?
No,
Now,
no, I
like
was saying whether if it's your own community, like here, like let's say from here, like if my community celebrates me, yes, I'm happy for it. If
well,
the
yeah, that's
next,
that's what we doing. Yeah, that's what we
yes,
doing. So we
yeah.
so when you say elsewhere, you gotta keep in mind when you say that amongst black folks, you say
Oh,
elsewhere.
okay.
We got this food for you, and we're gonna look like really. So you don't
Yeah,
like our food? Our food not good enough?
oh no, the
They,
food is excellent, but
all
let's
right,
just
so
say
we
for
go we
what,
go we gonna come
yeah.
enjoy keep enjoying our company.
Oh
No, I'm
goodness.
just saying.
The food is excellent.
Bingo.
I am. No, I'm still about here. I just feel like in order for things to resolve, it's just we have to really, really look into the mirror, man. We are so broken. We are so like mentally
Mm-hmm.
damaged, and
Yeah.
look at
Mm-hmm.
what we are and the things that we are consuming. Like this is what's happening to the
Yeah.
passing. What
The
happens
facts.
with the passing, honestly speaking, the war could be ended right then and there. The war could be ended there. It's like this has happened, and it happened at what, around Mother's Day weekend and all, and
Yeah.
all the craziness that happened. Some people are, you know, grabbing a bag off of that thing. I'm not going to say who, but you know,
Yeah. It's a few of them. Mm-hmm.
yeah, a whole jackpot off of that situation. However, we can look at this as saying there's no more swords, no more blood, no more nothing. It's, I don't want to
See,
say it's resolved, but it's just like, look, we don't have to give that type of attention to another content creator because
no,
of
no
what
more.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
We now got we that's why we got this cookout now. I ain't even
Mhm.
trying to like make myself out as the front guy, the premier guy. It's just like we have this as our safe haven. This is where y'all could come. So when y'all see me go live, come to my channel. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You'll see
Yeah.
Cool Jen go live. You see Mocha go live. Like just go here instead of these other whacked sectors, if you will. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
That,
people need to
that,
change their station, change their tune. You know what I'm
Frequency.
saying?
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that, and we have to we it first starts, we have to get out of that mindset. Some people have become so comfortable, they become programmed to hating a specific group of people. And once you have mentally programmed yourself to not accept or not like a certain gender, unfortunately it stunts your growth, and you're not willing to learn or step away from those narratives. You're going to keep poisoning yourself.
Mm, you hit the nail on the head, Mocha. You repeat that again. Oh man, getting used to liking say that again. God, say that again.
Yeah, you have to I think I said something. You have to change your mindset and not become programmed to not liking a specific group of people, because it tends to poison your mindset. You have to broaden your horizons.
Facts. What's up, Amanda? For the first time on my
Amanda
panel,
in
you
What's
the
up, Amanda?
enjoying
building.
the cookout. We
Amanda,
got the
Amanda.
grub. We got, yo, what's up, man? We got all you want to eat. Like we healthy, but we got good stuff, good seasoning. Make sure you got a name brand soda that you brought with you. You feel me? We chilling. What's good?
Hey, I'm enjoying the cookout, sitting in the backyard, old school style. Y'all kicking some real stuff up here. It's like the throwback cookout. Salute to the ladies up here. Salute to the gents. Salute to the chat. But you guys are speaking facts. Really, really, really. And I'm glad y'all talking about this topic too. I'm going to go on mute and let y'all finish and I'll give my input. But yes, great topic. And thank you for having me. Mocha.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Queen? How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
That's great. What's the other sister name? Who's up there? Oh, okay. I see. Age of Aquarius. I'm blind, y'all. I didn't want to chat because like y'all saying, you have to watch when you on the social media.
It's W, but she has a different name. It's
Oh,
up here on the screen. It's Real Lady. Yeah, Real Lady. So yeah.
okay. Hi, salute. Nice to meet you. But yeah, I didn't want to type just getting out the shower because somebody would take that wrong. So I was like,
Yeah.
So I'm going to go on mute and let y'all talk.
Yo, do y'all realize is a picture going viral? There was somebody who actually got him tattooed on the back of their leg.
Yeah.
Have y'all heard about it? You heard about it, Real Lady Angie? You seen it?
I saw it. I thought it was his arm, but yeah.
It probably was. Whatever it was, they got him tattooed.
Said,
oh man, they're going too far with this stuff, man. Like for real.
The message, they want the message to live on. I mean, he was that powerful to them.
I've never, and this is why I said, it's never good to be put in a position where you worship, because see, God is a jealous God.
Just got done saying that.
Care for us idolizing anybody more than him, because and I'm not just gonna pick on this dude here because I know he has a lot of followers, but I remember when Michael Jackson died, and that was one of the most shocking deaths, not to digress, but to give y'all an example. I remember I was really shocked, because it was Michael Jackson. People are going to die, we all are going to die, but when I found out about his death, just like the rest of the country, I was just like shocked. I was like, oh my goodness. And I just remembered I called my mom, and my mom, sometimes God speak to her and give her a word on certain things. And I said, Mom, why is it out of all Michael Jackson's siblings, he's the most famous one, he's the biggest one, he's the one that had the longest longevity in his career, then he was almost the baby. Why God chose him? Out of all of his siblings, he's not the oldest, he's not the youngest, and he's the most famous. Why him? Why God chose him? And I remember my mom said to me, she said, the reason why God chose him because he was too big. Too many people idolized him. And that was my way of showing everyone, I'm God. I can do that. I can remove anybody that you make bigger than me, because guess what? He was mine way before y'all even knew of him. He belonged to me. But the problem was the world, y'all thought he belonged to y'all, because what? Y'all labeled him king of pop when I'm really supposed to be the only king. That's why I chose him. Yes, I could have chose the oldest. Yes, I could have chose the other ones that wasn't as relevant as him. But I chose him because I'm God and I can do that. Nobody gives me permission on who I can and can't choose. So ever since then, that's when I realized I don't want anybody ever putting me on a pedestal or making me bigger than him, because now you're putting me in competition with God. And it's not because God sees any of us as a threat, because we all know none of us are nowhere near on his level. But the fact that you acknowledge him more of other people's word instead of his word, he starts to have a problem with that. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes we have to be careful when we put people
idolization for him, because now you're putting him in competition with God, and he's a jealous God. But that's just my intake on that.
God giveth and God taketh.
And you know what, to add on, Mocha, you know what? I couldn't have said it better, and you said everything, because like you, oh my God, you summed it up actually. And the thing is, when we start idolizing man, like Mocha said, God is a jealous God. When we start idolizing man, God said, okay, wait a minute. First and foremost, I gave them the creativity. I gave them the gift.
Thank
If
you.
it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be who they are. How dare you fall out and pass out and cry over a man such as you? He is more human like you. So now let me show y'all that I rule this.
Thank you.
So I will take what y'all call famous.
Thank you.
Celebrity. Everybody, you remember before even he passed, people was going to his concert, passing out, crying, losing their breath.
They had the holy
crazy.
And I bet you if what they called, they mean Jesus was standing on that stage, would they do the same thing? Of course not.
Thank you.
So that's why God took him.
Oh yeah, never worship the creation more than the creator.
Say that again.
Never worship the creation more than the creator, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but keep in mind, obviously, like with the melanated, like I said earlier, the fusion of the melanated of the yin and the yang, feminine and masculine, is the strongest, and it's the most powerful in the universe. Basically, the super beings are amongst melanated. So what I mean is, like, your humility actually is your superpower, and people tend to forget this. See, I've always said that mortals always try to act like they're immortal, and then you have true immortals that try to live mortal. So basically, those who want all the praise and be on the pedestal and things like this, these are what I would call the mortal men striving to be identified as gods and things like that. Whereas the true light workers, the true empathic, gifted people, especially of the melanated, these are the more humble people, wanting to be seen as more human, more under the creator. Just living life, even if there's something great and special about you, you live in a humble way. And I think, yes, that's been lacking with a lot of people wanting to be put on a pedestal with fame and even worshipped to a great degree. You know what I'm saying? We see this all the time, even with guys getting on their knees and for the gals, and vice versa too. Like, it really should be just more of a mutual thing. Like, we just all in this together. Like, and that's so lacking nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, but one thing I do want to bring up, kind of, let me see, we're about 147 in. We'll probably chop it up for at least 20 more minutes, because, to be honest, we cooked and we talked, and eventually we're going to have to start eating and chowing down. We love to eat in silence, at least to a certain extent. Then we probably start talking again down the road after we munch on that good grub, right? So let's see. I just at least want to bring up one comment that Aquarius brought up, and maybe we can chime in and people give their final thoughts, at this cookout here. That's been such a wonderful experience, by the way. I've been enjoying this time with y'all. So let me see this here. Yeah, Aquarius said Black love can be restored if we boycott the system and put the money back in the communities, so we have our own wealth. Therefore, Black men and Black women can be less stressed and more happy to build. What do y'all think?
I want to say something if I can.
Yeah.
As much as I would love for that to happen, it's not going to work. Why do you say it won't work, Cool Gent? Because it's like we're building on enemy territory, though. It's like we're building the sand. It just won't balance, though, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's my 2 cents reason why it won't work. And plus, like I said, there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Everybody want to be a chief, though, man. So it's going to be hard for a lot of us to come together, though, especially when love is not the foundation overall. When there's love, there's unity. When there's, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, all this together, like, we can actually build, but it's not going to happen, though, man. It's just not going to happen, though. I don't mean to sound like the bearer bad news, but man, it is what it is. I mean, right now, because like I said, the way the system got a lot of our people's mindsets right now, man, it just warped, you know, and they don't want to they just don't want to get right, man. You know what I'm saying? Plus, like I said, we got to deal with a lot of androids, so it's like, dang, man, you can't win from losing nothing.
I agree. Everybody want to be the chief, but don't nobody want to be the Indian. So I definitely agree with that. As soon as I feel like, as soon as we um, come from back to what I was saying. So when when certain people come from poverty and now they have all this wealth of money, it's like you want candy, and then now you have an abundance of candy. You want to, you just want to get everything, and you want to eat up all the candy and not think about saving it for the next day, or or any time after the future. So with that, it's like as soon as we have the resources, we don't know how to manage our resources. So we first think about, splurging on 8 grand or going to finest restaurants or travel and this and that. We think of the things that we have been like itching to do, if we have money. So it's all about that instant gratification. Like, I always wanted to get this. I want to do this. I'm tempted to do that. Okay, you did that. But then when it comes to long-term goals, like let's say for the education system, the public school education system, not having enough resources to for like technology, or resources that can enable children to do their work and discipline them when they're not. And I'm not saying like, oh, like we're take away your phone privileges. I'm talking about stricter discipline practices. So we could, I mean, I don't want to be too off topic, but this is just an example. Like, we could have better institutions, but it's up to us to even want that. It's up to us to see the value in having better institutions, because a lot of us just think that, okay, we just send our children to public school and there's no problem, when a lot of these kids are bullying some of these teachers. A lot of these
Hey,
kids are causing a lot of turmoil to this, to the education
mm,
system. And they're not giving and they're not they're not making the parents accountable for what's going on. And when we try to inform the parents and everything, they want to try to blame the teachers. So this is, I mean, it's a whole different topic on its own, but this is
hey,
an example. And right now it's like, I'm just hoping to try to see if there's something that can be just set in place where these children, they better do their work and all, because it's been getting out of hand and all. But not to go
hey,
too off topic about it, I just want to say that we have to really be mature with our finances, and manage our money and see the long term goal of it, because we don't want our. I don't have children, but you have to question, like, what would you want your children's future to look like? Would you want your children to have a happy, healthy future, have a career and all, and not having to see a chance of them in early pregnancies or in jail, or even worse? Like, you have to think about all those things. So now when you have this wealth, it's like, you have to understand, it's like, not everything is glitter and gold when you spend, on lavish things and all that. Think about the long term first, and then once you see the reward out of it, then you can, treat yourself or whatever. So that's
see,
what I want to say.
and this is what I was saying though. Like, first and foremost, like I think the future of things to a certain extent, and I get what you're saying, Cool Jen. One thing I do want to say is that while we're trying to figure this out or have this conversation, guess what? Eastern Star Black Masons are always having conversations. Mm. And some of those conversations could be as to why the Black community is the way it is. Maybe these are conversations about them wanting to keep it that way. No one's thought about that. So the other thing is, like, wow, folk know they could stop these foreigners from coming into the hood, making gas stations. See what I'm saying? But there's talks amongst certain aristocratic blacks, um, you know what I'm saying, preventing that. You know what I'm saying?
The
So,
elite.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but man, there's so
And,
much.
yeah, I was about to say, if I may add, I'm listening to everybody, and all y'all make good points. But to your topic about the Black love, here's what I'm gonna say, and what Kujan said. I'm not gonna say no, but listen, here in America, it's a hard chance to none. Let me say why I say that. I'm like him because we must live by their system, and a lot of people unfortunately have been programmed to live by their system. Um, and the system was not designed for us to make it nowhere. And actually, the system was designed to destroy Black love. They're gonna make it hard for us here. You understand? Now, with what you're saying, unless we go to and just I mean, create our own, like find our own space and start over again, because we are very smart melanated people. Actually, I just was sharing this with Kuja the other day. If we would just stop being so selfish and stop trying to be the one to get ahead and be the one on top, and learn that he sent us here to work together. Like, you maybe be a carpentry, you may be a social seamstress, and we go and we see everything that these people have. We are the founders and the builders of it. They took it from us. Now we must take it back, but we cannot do it here in their land, because they're going to make it very hard, especially for my Black brothers. They've been doing that. You understand? I
Oh
I
yeah,
I I really do feel that Black love still exists, but it's going to be hard here in America. You understand?
yeah,
Major
and
facts.
keep in
Mhm.
mind the connection with Oh man, I don't want to get too political, man. It's because we could go deep. We could go deep in the rabbit hole, man. Goes back to like, you know, never for another time. Maybe y'all could hit me up privately, but yeah. The thing is, it's like, man. Well, here's why I still will offer a silver lining. With everything Kujin said and with what you said, Amanda, y'all both spitting facts, right? So here's the catch. It still comes back to that cookout. So success will happen on a micro scale, not a macro scale. You see, so it starts with those from that small community,
I
and it's
totally
actually,
agree.
Right.
Fact,
yeah, and it's
fact.
written.
And you
It's
know
written.
what? And you know what? I want to add this on what y'all saying too. See, it with Black folks, like, here's the thing with us too, man. Like, we gotta stop telling everybody our damn plans, man. Like, that's real talk, and that's the reason why the enemy be getting ahead of us, because we gotta let every freaking body know, hey, this is what we're doing and stuff. All right, cool. We're gonna go a step ahead of you and destroy you, though. That's why we continuously will stay at the bottom, though, man. We need to work in secret, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do stuff in silence, man. That's how you move. That's how you get on top, when you move in silence like that. And only take the few, the ones that's moving in silence like you, because you let everybody know your plans, though, man. Like, they're gonna copy the playbook, and then it's like, what's the point of doing this now if they already hit of us? They know our plan. You know what I'm saying? The game is over with.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Mocha.
Oh no, what I was gonna say, Ray, pertaining to the Black love has been destroyed. I think one of the biggest hindrance to Black love is we lost our foundation when we lost our roles. Meaning, it's too many women acting like men and too many men acting like women. The roles have reversed, and I don't mean in just I know not in the way of a man becoming a transsexual, not that type of change, meaning that some of these men have fallen from the grace of leadership. They don't want to lead anymore. And I think a lot of them failing to want to lead is, for one, some women have become so masculine to the point to where some men look at it like, hell, you got it, you independent, you strong, you a woman, I'm gonna let you lead. Or you have some men that's just very lazy and dead weight to society, which they don't mind sitting on the passenger side of their best friend's ride, while the woman is doing all the driving.
Sitting outside in the passenger side all over their best friend's ride. You was in line.
That was right on time,
Oh my God.
Once we lost our roles and we stopped trusting our men to lead, and or the sorry men got comfortable wanting the woman to lead because they don't want the responsibilities of being a leader, that's where we lost the foundation. When women stop allowing men to be men and men stop wanting to be men, that's where we started losing our foundation.
Hey, Mocha, and to add on what you're saying, you're absolutely right about that. So at this time, it's like that's what the enemy wants us to do, to give in and give up. Like I was saying earlier, how one guy said, if I can't beat the system, why not join them? That's why it seems like a lot of heterosexual men are not getting the respect and credit that they deserve and stuff. Even if we build, you know what I'm saying? It's like we don't even get appreciation for that though. But you know what? The fruit cup man, or I say, will get appreciation faster than the,
I can't believe you said fruit cup.
Yeah, we'll get a more appreciation than a heterosexual man, and I see it, and it's crazy though, man. You know, and that's why a lot of guys say, you know what, forget this, I give up. Why should I build? Go ahead, bro.
No, but there are even some heterosexual guys on YouTube teaching this. If you can't beat them, join them mentality as well.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I
say, and you know what?
Crazy.
And you know what? To add on what Mocha was saying, and what you just said, Ray, you can't beat them, join them. And like Mocha said, all right, they be like, all right, she want to act like the nigga. I might as well sit back, drive her car, drop her off at work. You know what I mean? Let her food stamps buy the groceries. I sit around here, play the game, get with my homies. I ain't got to work. She got Section 8. I'm chilling. But meanwhile, he got sons in the house. What is he teaching his boys? To be the same thing. So now they growing up, they looking for someone they can move in with. Not building the foundation, not building the house, and this is why we're effed up in the game now.
Yep.
See, can we get a little sexual? Can we? Y'all got y'all grown folks drink. Can we? It's
late
a little
night.
bit.
Go ahead, just
respect
me.
I'm going on mute.
all the kids in the bed, right? All the kids in the bed, right?
Kids sleep. Go ahead.
Hey. I mean, we couldn't talk about the destruction of Black love without bringing up the sexual side. We couldn't, you know. Hey, to all the kids. Now we're at the part of the cookout where we got just grown folks talking now.
Hey, Rayology, we got the part. We at the part of the cookout when the old folks say, "Y'all going in the room."
Yeah. Yeah. Facts. So, one thing I want to bring up though for sure, and so I don't forget, is see, one thing I want to say just based on what we just talked about. See, the system in the monetary system has reversed. Remember, who was still recorded as the richest man ever? His skin was what? Black, and he still has that way. So, like, it's because of that they had to change the system to where guys like him could never be rich like that again. But I believe that's about to change. And that was kind of the narrative behind Black Panther and Wakanda. The whole economic system is about to change. So that's why people got to get on entrepreneurship and work on actually developing other things. And that's it, because nobody else needs to know the business, like Huji said. So with that said, I'm going to talk about this sexual side. Like the communication is just off. Oh man. no
Reciprocity.
reciprocation.
Wait a minute. Hey, Cool
Reciprocity.
Gent, I think he about to talk about what we talked about. Go ahead.
Yep. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Ray.
It's like when y'all are actually together, like there's not this sense of like I cry, you cry, we cry together. You know what I'm saying? There's none of that, even in an intimate moment. It's like people don't even separate intimacy and sex because of how our culture has been so sexualized, so objectified, that we now see each other that way. And that's the only way we can interact. And a child is just an afterthought. It's just, oh, that's just a result. That wasn't play, that was just a result. That's how we see our children. Children are just a result.
You can look sexy without selling sex.
Exactly. And that's the thing, though. The imagination's not there no more. So it's like, what's the fucking sale? Excuse my French. But yeah. What's the sale?
Right. And you know what? So what we was talking about the other day, we were talking about how the thrill is gone, right? Only because the way this world has manipulated us to believe, you know, when it comes to sex, there's no more like courting, there's more intimacy. So we was playing songs, old school songs, and so we were playing them and saying like, these are the songs to where the ladies was dressed, covered, you didn't see their tits, their ass, they had their purse, their dresses come past their knees, you know, being classy lady. And that man just sing that song and serenade her, and she just melt, she get wet, and he ain't even touched her.
He ain't even touched her.
Yeah, that's facts.
He have a conversation with her. Hey baby, I've been watching you in the crowd. She's melting. He ain't even touched her. He just talking to her. That's gone. Because they said, get her, bang her back out.
Hit it from the back. Just hit it from everything is hitting it from the back, or she give me good top. I don't even want the kiss.
Yeah.
I don't even want the box.
And it's this the city girl, you know, the lyrics are so vulgar. My pussy is fat. Y'all pussy is whack. My pussy all of that. Y'all pussy on crack. I know how to ride it. I know how to slide it. I know how to glide it.
See? And you know what, Mocha, with that being said, they're listening to these lyrics. So the only thing in their mind, I must make my pussy be what they said. Know how to ride it, pop, plop, drop it like it's hot, pop, pop, open it up.
It's all a twerk fest, everything. Even like, in the bedroom, all you hear is, that's all you hear. It's like,
hey, Mocha, you know what they call it? They call it hot pocket music.
Oh my God. Yo.
And you know what? And you know what's so crazy? We're laughing, but it's a sad commentary that we're living in a time where women or men to think that, or they say, oh yeah, that I'm just gonna be vulgar with it. That bitch loves me. She sucked the shit out my dick. Okay. Yeah, or she'd be like, girl, she'd be like, girl, I know he ain't going nowhere because he broke my back end. What?
I'm gonna go deeper than that. The modern women today don't even get wet off of love songs.
No, because they don't know nothing about it.
Right. Bingo.
Actually, they'll be like, turn that off. I can't twerk off that.
Y'all want to hear this?
Bad.
On this IG, I'm gonna try not to be so graphic. I'm gonna try to keep this PG, sort of. We kind of tip the scale, but hey, this is grown folks out right now on this live stream.
Remember the kids are in bed now, right?
Hide your kids.
Okay.
Hide your kids.
The roaches in bed too.
Yeah, the roaches in bed too.
Let me say it for you.
Hey.
Well, that's stuff for you, though. The roaches in bed.
Oh my God.
Now, I heard on the IG one time, and Cool J, this gonna trip you out. Like, so this chick, like I said, you know, nothing like the old days when a dude could sing and serenade to get a chick wet, all that, right? That's past. Now, this dude, he said, yo, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna let y'all, he was literally live. He went live. I forget the clip. But the dude said, I'm going live for y'all. I want y'all to hear this. Gals don't want that sweet stuff no more. Especially like the young black girls. They don't want that no more. I'm gonna tell you what they want. I'm finna call this B up right now. So he called her. And he said, and he literally said, "What the fuck is up?" She's like, "Waiting on you, daddy. Don't call me no mother daddy. I'm here to assault you. You know, I'm finna really tear you to shreds. I'm finna beat you down. You finna get a black eye. Who the fuck you think you talk to?" She started moaning and groaning. I'm gonna get a bat too. I ain't gonna beat your back out. I'm gonna hit you with a bat to the back. And she just starts moaning louder and louder. I was like, whoa.
That's crazy.
That lets you know we're living in a sick world.
Yeah, that's damn, man.
No, we're living in a sick world that where I'll seriously be. We have to like look at it like, okay, we already know who rules this earth for a short time, and his time is already up. So he's a sexual demonic demon. So the entities and the puppets that's being used, this is what they like. That's that they like. You know why? Because they don't know no better.
They don't. No, hell no. Hell no. They don't know any better.
And to be honest, so some women have been tampered with so much they don't know the difference between a man making love to them and a man fucking them. These women today, they'll never have that they'll never really have that experience.
And you know what, Mocha, you're right.
They won't because they've been smashed by too many dudes.
Yeah.
So
no pair bond.
they become grown women,
no pair bond.
And or by the time they get married, when a man is being intimate with them, her body is not going to know.
I was about to say that.
A man making love to her because it's been tampered with too much.
Yeah.
Well, you have had, and not to be graphic, but when you have been put in all type of positions as a female, and this is not by one man, your husband, or a man you're in a relationship with, when you have had multiple men have their own style of fucking. Let's just call it what it is. So you have some men that are more rough than others. You have some men that are more beastie, in the heat of the moment. And as a young woman, when you've been with multiple men and they have had you in different positions, you lose sense of your G spot. You lose. You start the pleasure of your orgasms is not. It starts to deteriorate to the point to where now that you're in a relationship and you're married and the man is trying to be intimate. There's a difference between a man fucking you and being intimate with you. When a man is just fucking you, he's not kissing you, he's not caressing you, he's not holding you, he's not soft with you. So when you have a man that's being soft with you and you used to having your back banged out and you used to being arched in all type of roughneck positions, your body is going to find that boring. You're going to feel like something is wrong with the man, and I'm gonna leave it at this. That's why you have a lot of women who got men walking around here. Men are feeling guilty, thinking they're incompetent, thinking they're not pleasing their woman, but that's not always the case. Sometimes certain women are hard to please because they have been dicked down too much. They have been populated with dick. So that's why you got men up here getting sexual enhancement pills and doing all this stuff, thinking they're not pleasing a woman. You better look at her whole facts, because if she's been with multiple men, your penis or your intimacy was never going to fulfill her sexual pleasures because she's been tampered with too much.
And you know what, Mocha? And to add on to that, and guess what she's gonna say to her girlfriends when he's trying to teach her something different and to serenade her and teach her love. And she's gonna be on the phone with her girlfriends, be like, "Girl, this nigga's so boring. All he want to do is take me out and talk to me and whine me and rub my feet and caress me. He didn't even want to fuck me yet."
Yep. And you know something else?
That turns her off.
Yep. Some women get turned off because a man won't take her to bed the first night. He think he gay or something wrong with him. That's how bad it done got now. I've heard men say that they've asked women out on dates. They go out, have a nice date, and he thinking they can just catch a movie. She says, oh, well, when we gonna fuck? When we gonna go to the club? And I'm like, he's like,
And you know what,
what?
mother? You're right. And not
That's
even
facts.
that, but to add on, I've heard women say this. I swear, one of my friends way back, she was like, because she thought she was like, I'm so cute. Every man should want me, right?
Yeah, well,
So
I
okay,
can't stand them kind of helpers.
right. And mind you, she's one of those been used, passed around, flipped upside down. Yes, you're beautiful, you're a good person, but you didn't know your worth. So you gave yourself away so much. So whenever a guy didn't find her attractive, she was like, oh, he must be gay. No, maybe he's just not that into you.
And I want to add something on to this too.
Maybe he sees something. Maybe he sees something.
Hey, go ahead, Kujin. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you see,
Go ahead,
I'm saying
Kujin.
to a lot of women too, though, man. See, it ain't your beauty, like the Bible said, beauty is fleeting, though. All right, so of course, you keep yourself up to a certain standard, though. But when you get older, the one thing a man is always going to remember is your femininity, though. That's why I said you got to work on your inner self, your inner beauty. It's what's going to make your outside, like, what I'm saying, beautiful. What comes out the mouth is going to determine, like, whether you're wife material or you're not, though. But a lot of modern women are not wife material, though. I got to keep it 1,000, though. They just not, bro.
I can't argue that.
Now, let's continue on this. Oh man, we chopping up good. We be on for at least about 15 more minutes. Close down about the 2:30 mark. Man, this has been a great one. Ooh, we
The
got
barbecue so good, dog.
Hey, and look, well nothing going to waste.
Hey, I'm licking the barbecue sauce off my finger.
Hey, listen. What I'm doing is I'm packing me some plates because black people, when we know the cookout about to shut down,
you better pack your plate
and sneaking it to our cars, so nobody don't see how many plates we pack.
Exactly.
12 plates though. Who got all the real stuff?
Shoot, hey, check this out. And then you got all the little scavengers afterwards trying to see the scraps. See if some scraps left behind.
And guess what, Rayology? That's what we leave for them, scraps.
Ooh, that part. Like, I was gonna say this though, and this is my final thoughts, and after this, y'all give me y'all final thoughts. But man, there needs to be even a separate upload, maybe, but I'm gonna bring it up here. Maybe I can make a clip of this, but there has to be, like, based on history, like one thing I could say, even talking about this cookout. We can also say part of the destruction of black water. We can also say, I said water, so hint. I could also say that the destruction of black love was in the water. How the waters were poisoned. We could talk about that. Talk about the poison of the foods and things like that. We try to make sure the food that we have is wholesome, right? Make sure things are what we brought, what we grew, what we even butchered. We got to start actually knowing how to do our own thing with everything. Even our vegetables, you know what I'm saying? Fruits. That's another story. But the difference between back in the day also, like the way, like we talk about the way the old school loving was, like real love, slow dance, slow jams, rubbing the feet, massage, slow strokes, you know what I'm saying? The sensations, the sounds, the heat, the sweat, all of that, right? Like real love making, real like love. And that changed when they destroyed a lot of that, like they destroyed the Black Panthers and things, and you bring the drug dealers and the pimps in the communities, messing with the younger gals when they were younger, taking their virginities when they were younger, possibly, taking it by force. So they got used to that forceful type, that the fuck, they got used to that at a young age, and that got passed down to where now just this idea of a true love making is a lost art. To me, part of that black love is love making. And I think that was pretty much destroyed before even the destruction of black love itself. And that's what I have to say about that. Y'all chime in.
Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah, bro. You spot on with that though, man. And now, like you said, the music gone, the love songs and stuff, and I'm glad you brought this up too. The slow dancing is a definite lost art though, man. You know what I'm saying? The authenticity of getting to know somebody face to face with the woman though you're interested in though. And now it's like, get the hell out of my face now. I don't want to talk to you though. I'm attracted to the other chick across us and across over there. Like, this is what the shit we gotta deal with now, man. it's just out this world crazy. So now it's like, will we ever recover from this? I mean, for as far as the black community now, because we're going down a rabbit hole that we shouldn't go down in. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? Also, Cool J, it's really jacked up when you thought she liked you, but she didn't like you. She liked other women, but she didn't even tell you that.
Man, whoo, bro, man, shh, bro, that's real talk. That is real talk, though, man. And it's like there's nothing to really impress now, man. The singing, the rapping, nothing, because it's like their minds can't get stimulated. So it's like, what's the point of your brain? Like, if I can't stimulate your mind, though, when everything else comes along. See, it's all about just busting a nut instead of having a real orgasm. Man, this place is done. It's done.
Yeah, I would say definitely the dating scene is very watered down, and thanks to social media, it has gotten worse. There's no more courting. We've lost the courting, and courting was one of the most essential parts in building a relationship, or seeking a potential companion. People used to court one another. It ain't got to the point now. Social media done took away courting, because they're telling men that if you pay for a woman's meal, you're a simp. Okay, they're telling men that if you can't bend her over the sofa after you done took her to IHOP to get a tutti frutti, that you're not a real man. And now also you have women, these Instagram Insta-skank models, who put so much of themselves out there that a man does not even get the pleasure in being curious as to what a body looks like. He already knows what he's getting before he gets it. But because she has overly advertised all of her goodies on her Instagram page, before he even got a chance to earn it, to see what it looks like. You have women being very open with their social media accounts. They're taking pictures of lingeries. They're taking pictures in their bedroom. And me, I haven't been in a dating game for 22 years, but I will say this. I've never been for women taking pictures of themselves in their bedroom. If you're going to post pictures, I really feel like if that's your thing, because I get it. My daughter, she's 21. She likes to post pictures. But like I tell her, the biggest thing is don't post pictures in your bedroom or your lingerie. No man deserves to see what you have to offer. You already putting it on the menu before he even gets a chance to decide what he's going to order. And I think that's a big problem. Women by nature are very talkative. We tend to be very transparent. We put ourselves out there too strongly, too boldly, and then we wonder why we're attracting these build-a-bums. Because real men are going to look at your page and they're going to already size you up and know, I ain't with that. But
and see,
Mocha, stuff like that. Go ahead.
Keep this in mind, Mocha. And I didn't mean to jump in, but like,
go ahead.
I forgot one more person that should not have been at that cookout, right? the feminist white chick come to the cookout, and then and then she said,
"Wow,
why is all the men doing the barbecue? I do some of this too. You women should be doing that too."
Run for your life.
Damn it.
And hey, Cool J, what did I say about, we ain't gonna mention the name? Always talking about they gotta cook for their husband, but their kitchen look the same. Not one pot, not one dish, not one season, not nothing like that.
Oh my God.
Is he a popular YouTuber?
Yes, I won't say, but anyways, I want to say this. Y'all made a lot of points. I want to go back to what Rayology said earlier about there is no more slow dancing. As you were speaking, I started reminiscing. I'm like, damn, when is the last time I slow danced? That's sad. You understand? I mean, slow dance with someone that I felt the compassion. I felt our hearts connected. You know, I'm rubbing his head and he's rubbing and I'm rubbing it.
Yes.
That right there just
Hey,
turned me on while you was just talking about it.
Yes.
hey,
Catch
and
that.
you know what? You know what? Hey, I caught it. I caught it. And then check this out, Amanda. Remember how like you had to get up and dance with somebody.
Facts.
That's right.
Even if you didn't come with someone, you're gonna find that lady.
Mhm.
And you know what the gentlemen say? Can I have this dance?
With the right hand stretched out.
They didn't pull them up and bend over and start twerking on their ass.
Facts.
Now you go to the dance club scene.
Right.
What do you see?
And then what Mocha was saying, even with, there is no more courting. Like I said earlier, there is no more none of that. And social media played a major part in effing it up.
Yeah.
Why? Because we now lost the basics.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you understand what I'm saying?
It kills social
Hey, Cool
skills,
J.
though. A lot
Look,
of
Cool
us
J.
didn't
Hey. I was gonna say, me and you need to do a video about roses.
Hey.
See the manosphere get mad about that.
Wow, they would be mad and they would be pissed at y'all.
We got to. We gonna.
But I love it.
Listen, y'all gonna get that simp certification.
Yeah, I'm about to say they ready to get the simp certified.
Bring all the smoke.
Simp certified, Amanda.
Yes,
Bring all
sir.
the smoke. And you know,
But y'all, you guys spoke a lot, and and I believe the reason why I say Black love still exists, because if it didn't, the five of us wouldn't be up here talking about it.
Exactly, we wouldn't be here.
That's because only a couple of us left. That's what makes
I
it
understand,
sad.
but it still exists.
It does. It does.
Yeah,
exist,
it exists. It's just rare. It's rare.
It's rare, but it exists.
Rare, and you know what? It shouldn't be rare. You know what I'm saying? It should be all over. But like I said,
just like this world and this earth shouldn't be the way it is. But welcome to Satan's playground.
It's like a land with no water. That's what's getting to that point of.
Well, to add on, continue.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, to add on to what Mocha said, basically we're making ourselves very accessible, which we should not. And I do definitely agree that it takes the first 5 seconds for a man to know if he wants to marry you or not. That's the hidden thing that a lot of Black women don't know. And that's what's different. And that's one of the differences that other communities have and our communities don't. So being that we are accessible in terms of the things that we wear and subjecting into the aesthetics in terms of like the surgery or the BBL and or even like the pounds and pounds of makeup and everything. Like we don't understand that what we define as, beautiful or looking like a baddie, we're going to end up with degenerate men. We're not going to end up with quality men. So because a lot of us have been...
That's so true, girl. That's so true.
And because of a lot of us have been raised in dysfunctional households and taking a lot of masculinity roles simply because the fatherless homes, as I was mentioning earlier, we don't know what it is to tap into being feminine. We don't know what it is to be soft and delicate and sophisticated and, and just everything that embodies a woman. We don't know that because we have this unhealthy, this imbalance of the yang or the masculinity or even the testosterone rather, or however you call it. We have this imbalance because we don't have like a healthy environment that the vast majority of males that haven't created. So it's, and I'm not saying that it's all to blame, but if we're going to be factual, there's an overwhelming majority of degenerate males over quality males. These quality males, quality men, I mean, these quality men, they do exist,
There you
but
go.
but it's just they're very rare to find. And a lot of these women, the modern day women, at least the women that actually learn how to be feminine, that are um, unlearning a lot of these habits when they're coming into womanhood. um it's not that they don't believe in a black love. They will include black love. However, they're starting to expand their options, including dating black men, because they don't want to feel like, because there's this overwhelming majority of these degenerate males, it's like they're not going to settle. And this is the things that I'm hearing. So they're not. So they're just, it's like investing. Like you have index funds and stuff. So when one stock doesn't work, the other stock. So it's just that's
Hey,
how they're doing it.
I
So
got a
and
solution for that. I got a
uh-huh,
solution for that. And you
uh-huh,
continue, but here's the solution for that. Those few
uh-huh.
guys, guess what? They are going to be the new next generation kings and emperors. They'll have to
Yes.
be. That's what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
It's
The
possible.
Mansa Musa 2.0. That's what those guys are going to be.
And it is possible. It is possible. There are men out here that still fight to have black love for black women. And there are black women that still want that unicorn. They still want, that they want that black unicorn. That's what they've always wanted. And who blames them? Because they just don't trust other people in there. They don't know about it. And that's great. That's, great to want that. But I feel like, for them to tap into femininity, you have to take some time to yourself, look into the person in the mirror, correct your ways, correct your errors, and realize that, what, why is all of this not working for me? What's going
Hey,
on with me? What is
here's
this?
why. Here's
Uh-huh.
why.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to do anything. She just needs to learn how to take direction.
Yeah, she needs direction. She needs direction. And if she has to read self-help books, if
But
she
see,
has
you
to
missed
go
what he said.
therapy,
We know she need direction. He said she needs to learn how to take direction.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, take direction. Take direction. Yes, learn how to take accept whatever flaws that the person have, and do whatever that is needed to correct these flaws, so you no longer have to question yourself once again, why am I getting the same bad results? So yeah.
Can I say something? I
Sure.
want to say something. I want to say this to a lot of y'all ladies too. Be careful who you put yourself around. Good character, say bad company spoils good character though. Because I noticed this a whole lot with a lot of modern women. They always get around like toxic females and they keep that cycle going. And sometimes their so-called best friend, which is the friend they don't think they care about you, but they don't. You may have a guy come up to you, want to get to know you, and one of your girlfriends like, girl, you don't need to talk to him. Guess what? You can miss out on your husband though. Y'all got to be mindful of that though, man. I'm letting all the women out there know about this, but even as a man, still, that vice versa too with us too. But like I said, we're logical. We know what we want. We go after it. So with the roles being reversed right now, I mean, it's like it's going downhill. But like I said, the generations coming up, they could change this situation though, and I hope they do. I pray. I hope they do. But as of now, I mean, it's like it won't get no better until we look at ourselves in the mirrors, though, and like what's I said, real lady X, saying we got to see what's wrong with ourselves.
See, and that's what I believe as you see on the screen. Welcome to the Xenosphere. I believe that's what it's all about over here, pushing towards that futuristic projection that you just spoke on, Kujin. It's about that next generation. We have to, there's still what? There are still children being born, even as we've had this wonderful cookout.
Mm-hmm.
So, despite
Mhm.
all the doom and gloom everybody else is talking about, there's still babies that got to be taken care of. Still
In
babies got to
fact,
be fed. all
That's
that. So
that's
that's
good.
what this, that's what the
That's what the
Xenosphere is
cookout is
about.
about. And matter of fact, what you're saying that Rayology, I'm thinking I'm going back to the old school cookouts where everybody's there, the elders, the the ones after them, the ones after them, and then you got the baby in the bassinet or the baby in the seat. That's the next generation that must come up after all of us that's out there. So we still gotta keep hope alive somewhere for that next generation. And we can't give up because our generation failed or some of us failed. There's still, if people are still, like you said, reality, you having babies, there's still kids being born. So do we say, F it? No, we can't.
And me personally, I believe our relationships are based on give and take.
That's
You
facts.
give me things and I take them.
That. Oh, you know what? See, and here I go to my facts, Mocha facts.
I'm just
But
kidding.
but that's a joke, but that's true. Because this world really look for so much, but what are you giving?
Right.
And then I think I was talking to you earlier. I was like, you know what? Damn if you do, damn if you don't with this world. They'll say they want this. Now they get that. They not satisfied. Yeah. They get that. They just, it's like you never satisfied. What the fuck you want? Tell me what you want from a nigga.
Hey, it's like a kid, right? You know what I'm saying? Playing with the toy though. And then it puts it down and go play with another toy. When another kid comes pick up the toy that the other kid had, then it's like they try to go back over there and try to fight over it though. That's what it's like today.
Yeah. And here's the catch. Even when I say there are still babies born right now. Now keep this in mind. For every righteous seed that's born, there's at least probably 80 unrighteous seeds. So we're going to.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
That's very true. That's very true.
That's deep. That's deep,
bro. That's very.
What you mean by unrighteous seeds? What you mean, like children that wasn't supposed to be conceived? What you mean?
No. No. Every child that's conceived is supposed to, whether it came, however it came. I think what he's saying is, for every righteous, for instance, okay, here's what and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It's in the word. There are no bad seeds from the beginning. They probably came through bad, whatever. But God has a purpose for them, whether it's a bad purpose or a good purpose. So every seed is meant to be. However, there's righteous ones that's chosen to, like us. We were once a child. We didn't know that we was going to be talking like this and now, and we would probably do a lot of things at kid, whatever. Some of us probably ain't have no perfect parents and none of that. You know what I'm saying? Came through however we came. I think one of y'all said it earlier, how we came through conceived. I think that was reality, how we were conceived and through bloodline. Yeah. But I believe that according to the word, every child, whether even if it's through rape, if it was brought in this earth and gave life to, it's meant to be. It served a purpose. Not saying it's a good purpose. So I think he was saying the righteous ones. So every righteous one, there's 99 bad seeds. Not saying that they're bad children, but they just not going to get it. And they're going to just die. And, so I
think that could also be in alignment too with some seeds that I kind of I don't want to lose brownie points, but a lot of people I've never really kind of agreed with that narrative that every child is a blessing.
Yeah. No, I don't agree. I don't.
And this ain't to shut. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or none of that. But I truly believe that some people should have not been conceived based on their matters and how they got here. I mean, I see women, for instance, I've seen women who have gotten pregnant by men who they knew were in relationships or whatever. And in their mind, well, my child is still a blessing. So you consider having an innocent child a
Talk
blessing
about it, Mocha.
When it came from somebody who already was married or was supposed to be, or you got pregnant with this person who wasn't married, but from this person who wasn't married, but y'all both was getting drunk and getting high. Y'all have the child in the heat of lust. It was not love. I think when you say things like this, it hurts, it hits a nerve, because when it comes to talking about children, we're supposed to be sensitive. Where we're not supposed to, how dare you say a child is not a blessing? How dare you say a child is not meant to be, because a child is innocent? Yes, but guess what? Your
Facts.
was not innocent in how it got here.
Facts.
So the
That's
child
it.
was tainted from the start.
That's it.
So I get a lot of sisters who get mad when I say, I ain't trying to be funny, sis, but your child was not a blessing, because you catching hell with this child.
And that's what I was about to say. Go ahead, Kucha.
Their mama ain't shit, their daddy ain't shit, and they child, they ain't shit.
No,
Speaking of
yes.
And you know what's crazy, Mocha? I'm sorry, I want to say this because Mocha hit it right on the nose. Every child is a blessing, but how dare you, knowing that this man was married and you brought this child in here, you were very selfish to me. That's just me, my opinion. And now you might suffer. Hey, that child might suffer a lot of trauma because of your wickedness.
Bad decisions, though. Badass choices though their parents made though, and now the child got suffer with the damn consequences.
Thank you.
Yeah. That shit, man.
And to add
go ahead.
insult,
Yeah, go ahead.
And to add insult to injury, a few weeks ago, there was a child that I was taking care of, and he got very ruthless. It got to the point where the child was trying to wish death threats on me. He literally had he used his hand to make it look like a gun, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you with poop."
Are you a foster mother or adoptive mother? What are you? Wait, how did you get the child?
Yeah.
No, actually, I was working for a program where we had to take care of the children and everything. Yeah, and from that day on, I said, you know what? I think you need another caretaker. That child, when that child said what he said, my heart freaking dropped. Let me tell you what I did for that child. I cooked for that freaking child. I made sure that I helped his homework for that freaking child. I made sure that he had great grades for that child. I played games for that child. I was there for that child and uplifted his spirit when he was doing poor in school, when he was having bad fights and everything. And I spoke to the coordinator about it. You know what that freaking coordinator did? That coordinator victim blamed me.
Wow. Can I say this too? I want to say this too. Every man and woman don't need no damn children. And I'm going to say this shit again. A lot of these millennial parents don't need no damn kids.
You meant that. You never say this shit again.
They don't need no kids though. And I would tell them in their face, you're fucked up. Like I would tell them straight up in their face though. How do you say that about me and my child? Well, you are. You don't deserve no damn kids though. Just because you're beautiful don't make you wife material. And just because a man got a lot of money don't make him husband material. I'm gonna leave it at
that child, and let me tell you something, and I can tell that child was raised very poorly. The child didn't want to. That child would catch an attitude when they need to do when the child needed to do the homework. That child would catch an attitude when they needed to do exercise and everything. And it's like I said, listen, you don't disrespect me. You don't just talk to me any type of way. I made sure that you had everything that you needed your homework done, that you had great grades in school, and this is how you treat me. This is what you said verbally to me. And then the coordinator, when I told her about it, that was when she was gaslighting me, and then saying that, and then tried to make it seem like, oh, well, when I was working here, a child hit me in the face, and they hit me for really. What is the difference between being hit in the face and getting freaking shot at? What is the freaking difference? I already know that she was going to take his side. That was why I wanted to resign. I said, you know what? No one has taken my side. This is what I had to endure. You didn't even tell the mother about it. You had me traumatized, and that child was just disgusting. It just I couldn't anymore. I couldn't do it anymore.
So let me tell you, I want to say hats off to you, and let me tell you why I say that. Let me tell you why I say that. I have 3 biological kids. I am a adoptee mom. She's now 16. I had her when she was 6 weeks old, addicted to 2 different drugs. I am the mother of 4 foster girls that they're grown with children. And my baby girl, she's now back. I just got her back. Who's to tell you this? The street, she's sports oriented before my son passed. And when we came back to Jersey, she started going out the streets, wasn't coming home, and I'm crying. I'm like, you might as well stick your middle finger up at me. I fought for you and my family, even because being that you drug addicted, she went through withdrawals, but they wanted me to put her on medication. I refused. I just prayed for her. Right now, let me tell y'all something. 2 weeks ago, I woke up in a dream and I prayed. Watch this. Guess who's home? Shabria. Brie. Come here for a sec. I got my baby girl back. I didn't give up. You hear me?
Hallelujah.
Awesome.
I did not give up, and I won't give up. And guess what? I went through hell for 2.5 months. You understand? An honorary student. Come here, B. Just say hi to my friends. And look, and I've been knowing Kuja and Mocha way back before my son passed. She and I used to do videos together, everything. But listen, and even though you felt like that kid, yep. And guess what? Sometimes you got to remind me, hey, I gave this, I did this. I fought for you, and I'm still. Don't treat me like some kind of way. And no, I will not take. And let me tell you what happened. Even when she was missing, I called to wear diapers, everything. You know what they told me? It's nothing we can do. Just go to the courts, call the police, everything. No, they don't care. They don't care.
Sure don't.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
Be careful. Children could carry demonic spirits too. You can't give them a pass just because they're children.
Facts. Now, when you see them demonic spirits, get rid of them. Oh, here she goes. Say hi. Say hi. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What's up, Rhea?
I'm fine. That's beautiful.
Tell her you home. We're back with mommy. LOL. She said LOL.
Well, speaking of children, and I'm gonna get ready to say this because I'll be dropping down momentarily myself. Definitely keep me in my prayers because my daughter will be enlisting into the Army as of next week. She's my one and only birdie in the nest. She's going to be enlisted as of next week on Wednesday. So it'll just be me and my husband. And she's going to be leaving very shortly. And I know a lot of people are not really thrilled when you hear about someone going into the military, especially with everything surrounding it. But like, I had to make her understand, we fight in the war every day. It's not just wars in other countries. You fighting the war of just surviving, just being a Black woman, not becoming a statistic, getting knocked up pregnant by some bum. I said, I'd rather you do this than to mess up your life. I don't want you being stuck here, in my county, because the pregnancy rates for young Black females has tripled. A lot of the young men that are impregnating these young women are getting incarcerated, or they have a lot of issues. So nevertheless, like I said, being a parent comes with many challenges, but I just thought I would mention that as well, since we was talking about
all prayers to baby girl. She has all my blessings and she will be safe. Why? Because you're her mom and she has your dad.
Yes.
Absolutely.
My prayers.
Definitely prayers, though. Pressing for your daughter, Mocha.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're living in some crazy times right now. I know everybody got to do what's best for them and stuff, but what I'm saying, just want everybody to be mindful, though. The choices that you make in life, because it can change your whole outlook forever. So just be mindful.
Oh yeah.
This was an awesome live rayology. I know everybody probably got to go to bed, but this was awesome.
This was an awesome cookout. I really
listen.
enjoyed
I'm
it.
still licking my finger.
I'm up here
Matter of fact,
basking in the
hey, look. Matter of fact, here you go. Matter of fact, Mocha, pass me that tater salad so I can get me something to take home.
Hey, Cool. That's about your third piece of red velvet cake, bro.
Yo, Lord,
That red
Lord.
velvet cake is kicking
And real lady thinks she's slick.
Man, deliberate late to the party,
Hey.
man. She late to the
Oh, man.
cookout. Come
I'm sorry,
on, man.
man.
Oh.
Hey, she gotta get the food left over.
Yeah, I
She
had
gotta
all
get the
10 plates. I'm
leftovers.
sorry.
Yeah. Matter of fact, pass me that aluminum foil. Pass that aluminum foil.
The
Hey, black
quiet
folks love
ones
to eat
be
up everything.
sneaking. The quiet ones be sneaking extra trays.
See?
Yep.
See?
Wait, and you know what, Mocha? You just said something powerful. The quiet ones be sneaking extra trays. It's them silent ones that come in the sit in the bushes, acquire the knowledge, don't want us to know they there, but they eat up all the tater salad, all the ribs, all the ham hocks, all the greens.
The ones we'll leave the scraps. We try to leave the
but they
scraps.
will
We'll
never
try.
they will never drop down out the clouds and say, I support you.
Hey, Mocha, Mocha, right? Hey, y'all know it be like the person people coming late. Like, is this some more food? Yeah, you're going to the kitchen or go get some. You open up the aluminum foil, ain't a damn thing in there.
Ain't nothing but the sauce. But the sauce
though. Like, damn, they ate the hell out this damn chicken though. I don't know who make the raggedy ass peas though, but I ain't that.
Yeah, the stuff you don't want. The stuff you don't want is left behind.
Right. The nasty stuff. But this is although we talking and laughing about the food and the cookout, but this is also powerful.
This is powerful.
You know, this is really awesome.
Like even with the food leftovers, who get the scraps? The scrap niggas, the scrap straggets, and the
strags. Yep. But it's a golden live stream, man. This was off the hook, man. Like we needed this. We definitely needed this.
We have to. This is the time now to start transitioning. Now, especially since overturn has taken place, this is the time to start this movement of Black men and Black women coming together. Because I know there's this trend is still going, but we still have the power to start a new positive trend. And those who are hungry for it, they're going to follow. Those who are comfortable with getting the fast food they're getting, even though it's malnutrition, it's not an effective word that's fulfilling them. Nevertheless, I think it's time that we definitely start that transition and keep it going.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I was sharing with Cool Gent probably 2 or 3 months ago. I always share this with him, and he be sharing too. I say, yes, we get together online. Matter of fact, Rayology said this a couple of months ago. He was like, we have to find a place where we could come together. Yes, we get together online, but now, for instance, Mocha knows what she knows, talking about the growing. Rayology knows what he knows. Cool Gent knows what he knows. What's this name?
Related.
Yeah, she knows what she knows. So the thing is, we come together, right? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, we go from state to state teaching people how to come together and build and grow their own foods, their own, you know what I'm saying? Like it's time to put feet on the ground now. Because yes, it's okay that we get together on these platforms, but just like they out there fucking it up, let's get out there. And I don't mind. I'm saying this to you, Mocha, because you're business minded. You know, I'm just meeting Sissy, but she sounds like she's so business minded. You know, we're supposed to be the help me. It's time for us to put this organization together because I've met the brothers that I hang around are very strong, powerful brothers, and they get it. And we gotta each one teach one. So we gotta spread this. We can't change it if we don't go out and talk and help. You understand? Don't worry about the funds and where it's coming from. We just get in line. I think it's time to put boots on the ground. That's just a thought.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
I agree. I'm just basking in the smoke coming from everything we did, letting the fire simmer down, and keep this in mind, Mocha. Like, hey, they getting that fast food, but you know what? It's only a matter of time before they get the smoke coming from the cookout. Just gonna be too good for them to pass up.
Ooh, they
Agreed.
ain't even
Yeah,
taste the
I
food.
agree.
The smoke.
Agree.
The
Time to
smoke.
make the real food. The soul
Yeah,
food.
they're gonna get tired of hot dogs after a while.
Hot
Hey,
dogs and
Mocha.
carrots,
I
potato
ain't talking
salad.
about ballpark. I ain't talking about Hugh National. I'm talking about them cheap hop dogs.
Right.
That's
Hey, look, hey, Mocha. And hot dogs. Hey, look, after a while, eat too many hot dogs will swell up in your throat and shut you up.
Drinking that hot dog juice water though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, they gonna be saying instead of red pill, they gonna say a red grill.
I like that though. I like that.
Yeah, because you cooking.
Yep.
Facts. This was awesome. No, hey, Cool J, I'm going to use my word. This was what?
Fucking
Amazing.
Amazing.
I
Amazing.
appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all stopping by, even taking out the time. I'm just humbled that y'all enjoyed it and y'all enjoyed the cookout. You know, anytime, definitely more on the way. And I'm just humbled. Like I said, I'm just basking in the smells and the experience. And, you
And the
know,
next time you do your next cookout, you got to start it off with a throwback cookout theme song.
Yeah, I got the music. Dog.
Yeah.
Because this was really, really, really freaking awesome.
Yep.
Like while y'all was talking, I literally see this when I get it. I literally took myself to a park. I really took myself to all y'all being there. We cooked them out at the barbecue. We chopping it up.
Yep.
And definitely, and also I would like to say I'm glad that we all are open minded and we're not allowing this gender war disease to infiltrate with how we communicate with one another. I've seen a lot of panels derail. It's a lot of them start off strong and solid like we are. Things are going great, then all of a sudden somebody gets the big head. There's a misunderstanding in communication. Somebody probably felt like somebody was taking a jab when it really was in love, or it was a sarcastic gesture. But I'm serious. A lot of panels
she's serious.
Are disrupting over that type of foolishness. I've seen it. I've sat in the clouds and I've heard a conversation take place amongst several people on the panel. And that person said something which I understood that person didn't mean any harm. But whoever the individuals on the panel, they did not look at it that way. And they went off on this female. Went off, I mean, just snapped on her. And I know she felt defeated because nobody was coming to her aid to say, nah, that's not how she meant it. Or whatever. And I realize panels at this point are very poisonous to the Black community sector, to the point I almost don't even want to do any anymore. I'll stick with this circle, but like I said, it's just very discouraging because it's so many people who started off being friends, who started off having good vibes, and somebody got the big head or somebody misunderstood something, and instead of being man or woman enough to go to that person privately, not publicly, and say, look, the last panel we had, I felt some type of way, I felt you was trying to be funny, maybe you wasn't. Well, nah, that's not what I meant. This is what I meant. My apologies. Oh, okay. And then you move on. But people ain't doing that now. They having on these gender wars, and it's out of control.
Hey, Mocha, I'm sorry though. I'm sorry I ate the last hot dog bun though. I'll bring some more buns next time.
See.
Now you know what? See, this is why you can't invite too many black people. Somebody just going
Hey,
to
hey, Mocha, we gonna have to take him off the list the next time for the family reunion.
No, we don't tell him to bring extra hot dogs. So next time when he eat up all the
I
hot
get the
dogs,
ballpark
you got
Frank
to
stuff.
replace them. How about
Hey,
that?
but real talk though, you know what I'm saying? This is why it's so important to heal though, man. Like it's so freaking important for a lot of us to heal because, like I said, a lot of us have been so much broken stuff by people we love. Like that's the main thing with us black men and women. Like we need a lot of healing, like right now, because that right there is what's going to bring us together when we heal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what? And to add on what Mocha said, watch. You have to be, let me tell you something about Sada. He's so sneaky and conniving. What she said, a lot of us will start off together because, like I said, I know Mocha and Cool Jen for years, right? Okay. I have been on since my son passed, but look, we still here. But what I'm saying is me and I met Mocha we was following a lot of big groups, you know? And we just sat, like she said, in the clouds and watched the F go down. And Mocha didn't even know. I watched how Mocha eased back, you know, and I was easing back all the way in the cloud. So you gotta be mindful that when there's a good thing going on, Satan always gonna send a serpent.
Yeah.
Or multiple ones.
Yes.
You understand? And if you don't have a problem with that person, don't let nobody come in to make a problem with you and that person. Because see, when they do that, that means they see a good thing and they want to come and F it up. Because if you're here and you say, oh, I ride with you, I got your back, that means you should come in peace. You shouldn't be coming to bring no like trying to turn one another against. No, what are you doing? No, that's not what we give over here. So Mocha is right. Be very, very mindful and careful.
That's facts. And someone bringing up the past, though, was supposed to be your friendship, throwing slick shots at you and shit. Like, nah, man.
Man.
Yeah, or they rather run and do 1 hour live streams talking about you or badgering you versus coming to you and talking to you about it and giving you a chance to correct the problem. That's called being grown. That's what you're supposed to do. Give the person the opportunity to correct the situation before you just fly off the handle.
Facts.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
It's sad because now, unfortunately, it's like where you see the other side of this, but we're fortified. But you see folk getting their feelings when, you know what I'm saying, they want to be disrespectful.
Wait, Rayology, can you pause and go back and rewind? Getting a what?
Getting their feelings.
The F word.
Yeah. Leave from that cookout, but then they want to come back shooting up the place. But like I said, we fortified though, you know. Like,
wow, you said something deep. Leave, come back, shooting up the place. When I was right there, all you had to do was say, yo, hey, talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that goes back to what Mocha said. You in the chat, you doing that. All you had to do was hit me up. Hey, I'm sorry, you said this way. What did you mean by that? Let's talk about it behind the scenes. Let's not make a big scene, you know, because it's probably something minute. You know, we could have just settled that and let's carry on. But when people want to be relevant, then that's when they do it in open platform to get, you know,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, try to slander your name publicly. You see, them type of folk, you don't let them come back. You don't let them come back to the cookout.
Yeah, they banned. And even though it's a cookout in a big park and we can't block it off, we got flyers with your face all the way around. So everybody looking out. You can't come.
So can't though, and that's why stuff can't stay like it is though, because people like that though come and freaking ruin everything, man. They always do this stuff, man.
It's called. I call them panel pesticides. Go ahead.
Yeah, we all we got.
Mocha come up with the best names.
Yes, she do.
She don't even paddle pesticides. What was the other one? What was the other nigga something? When we did the
counter prostitutes,
niggatry.
I came up
Niggatry.
I know Ray don't know too much of my terminology, but I come up with a lot of crazy stuff.
She
Clout
do.
roaches. I remember clout roaches.
Yeah, but she need her own book.
Yeah.
No, she do. She need her own
I'm proud of
urban
Ray. He
dictionary.
remembered one of my mocha terms, clout roaches.
Clout
I
roaches.
came up with cyber harlot. I came up with panel pimps.
Yep.
Yeah, cyber harlots. What else?
No, you need to start writing these down and just make your nice little. It could be a nice little small pamphlet and sell it. People will be cracking up.
Yeah.
See, well, as we start to put away the tents and the tables and the chairs, put them back in the U-Hauls for now. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we all get home with our leftover plates. I'll just leave y'all with this. Like a lot of these other panels, like they don't. The reason why, just alluding to what you said earlier, Mocha. The reason why they don't come off right is because of the environment. They don't have it set up like a cookout. They have it set up like a boardroom. So there's going to be that friction right there.
You're right. And I've always said, and you know what? A lot of people don't want to believe that, but it's funny you mentioned that, Ray. I believe that's the reason why it's so much conflict in the Black sector. You got to realize when you're doing when you're doing content off of a negative foundation, regardless of how popular it is, regardless of how many subscribers and cash apps and donations you earn, it's bound to be self-destruction. Because
my God,
oh yeah.
That's why a lot of these panels are going left, because think about it. Y'all get up here for hours running all these negative narratives about how Black men ain't shit, about how Black women ain't shit. When you constantly preaching them type of narratives, how solid you think your team is going to stand? Eventually, y'all gonna turn on each other because you already entering into this platform with this negative spirit. And even though y'all are creating a bond based on having the same type of hate or disrespect for a certain group of people, eventually y'all are going to clash. I've seen it 1,000 times. That's why, let's face it, that's why the manosphere has been a lot of division. How you think you brothers are going to have solid relationships where all y'all do is come together and talk trash about women? At some point, it's going to be destruction, because eventually somebody's going to get married. Somebody's going to find a woman they love. At some point, something's going in your life is going to change where your outlook is going to change how you perceive your narratives. Same thing with women. I can't congregate with a bunch of women who sit up here and bash Black men all day, not when I'm married to one. Not when I have friendships with Black men. That's not going to work. Or whatever. So that is the reason why a lot of these panels they dismantle, because y'all coming together on the strength of something that's already negative. So it's bound to self-destruct eventually. If not in the beginning, you can go for years with your panel being successful, but at some point in time, y'all are going to clash.
That's facts.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
And with that said, we definitely gonna do this once again down the road. We definitely gonna we
gonna do this again. Much. I finally made it live. Thank you. I made the panel.
I just coincidentally, me and my husband just came from a blues show. We just came from watching a blues concert and stuff. So I had to watch I had to watch this old lady write her number on the washcloth and throw it at the damn guy. That took me out. I thought that shit was hella funny. But
this was awesome. But y'all, listen,
live, I had to catch it. So
yes, and you know what's crazy, because Rayology and I way back, he was like, "Sis, you got to come on." But look, everything is in the right timing. This was beautiful. I'm glad I made it. This was awesome, bros. Yes, sis, love y'all. Cool,
love
Jay,
y'all
you already
too.
know.
Absolutely.
All right, definitely. Much love, guys. Like I said, don't go ahead, and I know what they call it, niggeritis done caught up now. Because we don't ate very well and all that stuff and everything. So now we can go and get our sleep and everything on. So until next time, I will definitely keep all of you in mind, and y'all be blessed. And
And
do
don't
not
forget to tell
indulge in.
baby girl we all praying for her, and she's gonna make it to every level.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely,
Don't forget to
absolutely.
bring her back home a plate.
Oh,
Okay, get that
Play-
tater salad.
Yes. Yes.
absolutely. Yes, y'all. Well, it's been pleasant. So I'm going to take off like a prom dress, y'all.
And
That's
listen,
what's up.
Mocha, we're gonna connect. You know, I know Cool J got that. And
Mhm.
Mocha, stop calling me out too, girl. Anyway,
What? What? What we call you out?
you know I was tipsy as hell. She was like, "You been?" I was like, "Nope,
Yeah.
nope."
You know how I know?
you
Because listen,
you already know me. You know I don't talk like that. But my friends was in the background. We was crying. They said, "Keep saying Proverbs 31." Because if you only know my friends, they're freaking goofy. And I was drinking, but anyway, I loved it. But I won't be. I would not sip that
but
day.
see, the reason I know, because I'm tipsy on a regular.
Oh
I'm tipsy
shit!
almost like every day. I done got into that. That's why
See,
I
I'm
know
not,
tipsy
and
because
that's
of
why
my
you called
regular.
me out.
Yeah, because I drink I drink a lot of wine. I'm a
Yeah, I
wineology,
love wine. That's all I drink.
and I love
But
wine.
I
But
don't drink
boy,
it. You know.
it will creep up on you like a
Yes, sir.
homeless man.
Yes, sir.
It'll
Yes,
creep
sir.
up on you like a homeless man in the back seat of your car. You don't
I'm
see it coming.
going on mute. Good
Yeah,
night, y'all. I love y'all. I'm going on
absolutely.
mute.
Much love to you,
All right.
Amanda, Cool Gent Ray. Love y'all. Talk to y'all soon.
Love y'all.
Much love to
All
you.
right.
Welcome, man.
I love y'all too. Appreciate y'all stopping by. You know, me and Cool Jet, obviously, last one standing here, gonna get the heavy stuff hauled off, man. And so all the ladies that stopped by, Mocha, W, uh, Amanda, yeah, and then even Logan earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Much blessings to y'all. Much blessings to you, Cool Jet, as always.
Likewise, brother. Likewise, man. So I want to say, I may, like I said, I got a stream coming up for tomorrow. Amanda Mocha, that I think they already know about it. The Proverbs Woman Part 2, the Virtuous Woman verse the 304. So that's gonna be a topic to be talked about, the latest stuff. So yeah, on a Sunday. So y'all come over there and tune in though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely first in line, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely though, man. I appreciate you for having me. You know, invite me on your panel, on your platform and stuff, man. It's always good to chop it up with, brothers like yourself though, man. You know what I'm saying? And the ladies. So it's just always been an honor and stuff, man. Like there's no place to be then, you know what I'm saying, over here right now. This live stream was
Right.
golden. Amazing. So yeah, man, the cookout was good,
Man,
dog. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting enough to eat though, but you know what I'm saying? I ate. I was
right.
fed. So that's all what mattered though. You know what I'm saying? So you have another
Exactly.
cookout, invite me to it.
I got you, man. I got you for sure. Yeah, we definitely gonna get first dibs next time.
Always, bro. Always, man. I sure appreciate that.
All
That's
right,
good.
fam. You take it easy.
All right, fam. Appreciate you, man. All right. Thank y'all.
Hey, no problem. All right, and with that said, it's been an excellent time chilling with y'all for this live stream, for this cookout. I didn't expect it to go this way. And I do have someone late coming up, but I see someone wanting to jump in, but I'm gonna have to kind of let that slide. So I'm about to end this live stream. So, every now and then you might have people try to pop up at the last minute. But no, I'm not letting nobody else in on the panel at this time. So um yeah, definitely gonna do this again, this cookout here. I'm kind of like I said, I'm just basking in the glory of this, smelling the good smoke of the food that was made, the liquor that was passed around, the sodas, the water guns that the kids and the children they were playing with. Uh, we had a volleyball net on the other side. Everybody was playing around with it. You know what I'm saying? Volleyball. And we were fortified. See, we don't talk about like the other aspect of Black love, which is the security. Like we took care of ourselves. We were secured, kind of like with, why did young Dolph had to get murdered? Like he should have been well protected when he went and got those cookies for his mama in Memphis. There's no way young Dolph should have been set up and shot like that. You know what I'm saying? So as I would normally say at the beginning of my live stream, but I'll just say now at the end, make sure that you grab your popcorn, nachos, hot dogs, soda, barbecue, uh, coolers, you know what I'm saying? Ice chests, leftovers. Make sure you grab all of that. Nothing gets wasted at our cookouts, especially when yours truly, Chef Rayology, is up in the place to be with people like Cool Jen, Amanda, and etc. Everybody else, even Mo for sure. Yeah. Everybody that was here, everybody that's in the chat. You know what I mean? Much love. Everybody listening to this on the replay. If I didn't say your name, you already know I'm talking to you. If you've been hitting me up on a regular basis, much love to everybody else. Hey, one day at a time, we got to know that you're real. We've been letting too many of the fake ones come by to get a plate. We ain't doing that no more. We don't need nobody putting spells on our food, all that wicked stuff. You know how you go to somebody's crib and you eat their food and then you come back sick. Everybody there's sick. Everybody end up sick after eating this food. You don't let everybody see. That's one thing we also got to talk about. We don't let everybody bring their food. Now we gonna cook the food on site. You know what I'm saying? You bring what you got from the stove. We gonna cook it on site. No, we're not gonna bring your pre-cooked meal. We're not gonna do that. No. No, ma'am, no, sir. Okay. If it's pre-cooked, it was from the store, got the barcode on it, still got the seal on it. Got to pull the tape back on the cake. You feel me? So that's what we do. But yeah, exactly, Cool Jet. Time to put up some walls. You already know. Exactly. Everybody not welcome. That's just how it is. Everybody not welcome. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You already know Aquarius. That food poisoning, right? Hey, and it's funny. Like I said, I just had someone try to show up. They clicked on the link to try to get on the panel, but they quickly disappeared. So just like what Amanda was talking about, like people show up at the end. But let me jump off of her. We don't need no more people trying to show up as we are leaving. Okay, we got our fill on and we leaving, and we don't need nobody to know where we're going. You ain't finna follow me to my crib, and you ain't finna follow nobody else to their crib. We're gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna meet up next time. So thanks a million, y'all, for stopping by for this cookout. See y'all at the next one. Just like that.